And we are live for their first time in 2023. Thank goodness, as CJ is already taking some care of some business there as we go live.
When you leave, let me know. I'm going downstairs with you, bro.
CJ, your mic's not muted, just so you know. Welcome, everyone, to Count the Bucket for our very first episode again for 2023.
We're serious?
And so happy that we have got this going on right now. Nick, we'll start with you and see how you've been doing, man. Are you doing all right today? As we love how this is. Uh-oh. Did I lose Nick as well? Apparently, everything is crashing here. I'm going to kind of keep talking because I don't know if it's my end or if it's Nick. Let me check and see what's going on. Uh-oh, I hear noise. Are you there, Nick?
Yeah, I'm here now. Sorry about that.
Okay. That's okay. I thought it was me. I didn't know if am I still supposed to continue to talk here or whatnot. But
no,
so
you're good. I'm back.
Okay. How are we doing today? It's live. This is how it goes sometimes.
Yes, I guess this is how we're starting 2023, but technical difficulties. But hey, it's all good. Happy New Year to everybody that's watching. Hope that you guys celebrate in a safe way, have some fun, and I'm glad that you guys are back. But besides that, I'm doing well. I'm ready to get 2023 kicked off. You know what I'm saying? We got the show, we got the website, man. So, I'm just happy, man.
Absolutely. So we got Matt on our YouTube channel popping on here. How we doing, Matt? I ain't seen you in a while. I ain't heard from you. Glad for you to pop in here.
Quiet, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And as I say that, guys, excuse me, for the ones that listen on our podcast later that we will have posted probably a day or two, also you can check us out on YouTube. And what we do use is the Unwrapped Sports Network, who's the network we're in that funnels all of the shows. CJ and I were on different shows as well. He does one that's the Hard Count. I have another one, Backstop Banter. But all the shows do go through the Unwrapped Sports Network YouTube page. We'd love for you guys to follow it. That way you don't miss anything. I'll say this. I feel bad to be hosting an NBA podcast due to the last week of basketball that I have not watched. But I will say this, and I want to apologize to Nick, you as my co-host, CJ, whenever he's able to get back on here, is that Santa Claus had to be occupied doing some other things in the house, okay? I had to wrap some presents, had to take care of some things on that. Daddy was under the weather with my kids and everything too, so all that whole 9 yards kept me from watching some NBA, at least live. I was able to catch, some Luka highlights of, some people don't think he's MVP, but we'll get into that later, and I'm sure Nick, we'll address, some lack of knowledge on the MVP.
Lack of knowledge. You're accusing me of lack of knowledge. This is coming from the guy who hasn't watched the game in over a week.
I know. But Nick, how has your Christmas been? Because I know you and CJ, because I was under the weather last Sunday. You all did a preview before the games were played. Thank you all so much. I was hoarse, couldn't even talk because I was sick. Thank you all for stepping up and taking care of the show. The show must go on. So happy New Year's to you guys. And, of course, Merry Christmas as well, as I was lagging to be able to say that. But did Santa Claus bring you guys anything good?
I got 2K23.
Hey, okay.
Hey, okay.
Have you created a player yet?
I actually haven't gotten on yet. I'm probably gonna hop on as soon as I get on, or as soon as I get off of here.
You've had this game for roughly 6 days and you haven't even played it yet?
We're busy, man. And on top of that, man, on my Xbox, it takes forever to download. So, because I'll be real, I haven't touched my Xbox in a very, very long time. So I gotta put in the CD. Downloads. Yeah, I gotta download the game. Then I gotta update the system. So that takes all day. So I think I should be good now. So I'm gonna go ahead and hop on for a little bit after I get off of here. So, but hey, I'm excited, man. But apparently, man, I'm disappointed in 2K, man. Why do they got the same name for the last 3 years, bro? I don't get that. The nickname for my player. His name's been MP for the last 3 years, bro. Come on, man.
It's got to be called 2K. I don't know what else you mean there, but okay, I got you now.
Yeah, but it's insane. But
how about you, CJ? How was your Christmas?
Yo, my bad. Yeah, I I was talking to my girl, and she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna leave." I'm like, "Listen, like, I could come right back and make sure, like, I'm not gonna have my girl leave the crib in the dark." Like, she's like, "Oh, you're doing a show." I'm like, "Come on, what's more important?" So my fault about that.
We understand.
Yeah, my weekend is good. My holidays
Good.
spending time with the fam. Just got time. Was just spending time with my girl and her family. Had a good time, just relaxing. Definitely watch some hoops, watch some basketball. We talked about the Christmas games. You just talked about that with me and Nick. We kind of broke that down about an hour or so before the games really kicked off. That was fun. It was kind of impromptu, but we made it happen. It was some great content.
Now, definitely, man. Appreciate everybody who tuned into that episode as well, right before the games.
Now, didn't you all do like your own little picks as well? I say your own little. I don't like saying.
Yeah. So this is where I messed up because I'm not much of a betting guy, but that day I should have bet because I went 5-0 on the Christmas Day games.
Hey,
like, go back to the episode for everybody's tuning in. Go back to the episode. I picked every team that won. I picked them, but I went 5-0. And I didn't cash out. That's one of my biggest regrets on Christmas Day. I didn't cash out.
As soon as you put money on it, you will go 0-5.
That's true. It could have been my luck.
That would have been a big Christmas.
CJ, how'd you do on your?
I think I went 2-3. I picked the Grizzlies. I picked the Nuggets, and I think I picked the Grizzlies. Yeah. But the Grizzlies lost, right? The Grizzlies
lost.
I forgot the second game I picked out. I might have went 1-4. Bro.
I know you picked New York. I know you picked New York. They lost to Philly. I don't remember who you picked for the Lakers Dallas game. I know I picked Dallas.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. Yes.
Okay. Then I picked Boston to beat Milwaukee, which they did. Warriors. I wasn't even too confident in the Warriors, but they actually beat the Grizzlies. Crazy. And then Jokic went crazy in that last game. Denver against Phoenix.
Yes, he did.
Absolutely.
Yes, he did.
Did you make any personal picks, Michael?
No, I can't say that I did, guys. When I say that I was sick, my wife, I actually can hear her coughing downstairs right now. Poor thing. I think I just kind of passed it on. What had happened, well, I can get into this whole story on that, but I just got real bad hoarse. I couldn't hardly move one day, sore throat, whole 9 yards of that. Probably had strep throat, to be honest with you. And during the Christmas, I did everything that I could as far as Christmas Eve. We do a lot of our stuff Christmas Eve and have more family time on Christmas Day. Well, when our immediate family, our kids, my 3 kids, got to do their things here, and then spend time with them. We've been, I'd say for 3 years now, our kids actually – we have a, quote, sleepover. We pile into one whole bedroom and then just they bring their little mattresses out. We sleep on the floor all together, watch TV that way, and then we can be able to take the presents to the Christmas tree later. And that all started one year when the power went out on a big snow. We all had to sleep in the same room to keep our 2-year-olds happy instead of crying in the dark, And so we kind of kept that tradition going. So after being sick, doing that, trying to get up halfway through the night, actually my wife did most of it because she knew I felt bad. But getting up midnight, trying to take care of all that, then getting up like 7, 8 in the morning so the kids could do their stuff. Basketball was not on my mind, unfortunately. But I tell you what was. We got them a Nintendo Switch, and let me tell you, I'm doing pretty good at Just Dance. I'm killing it.
Just Dance. Hey. You getting ready for the TikTok videos, man.
Hey. Ooh. Might have to bust that out. You know what? I like to think so. It was funny. We were playing last night, and the 3 kids were playing. And I'm not even talking basketball. I'm sorry, guys. That's what we do here, though. But they kept complaining. They kept complaining on who was winning because they're 6 years old. 2 or 6, 1 is 5. And they're like, I have this controller, so I'm this one. I'm winning. No, I'm this one. And then the 4th controller's lit up, and they're like, well, who's this one? Why are they not getting any points? I finally said, forget it, guys. Give me that 4th controller. Boom. Bust out my moves, doing all this. And they're like, boom, came up from behind with the win. And I stormed off, dropped it on the couch and said, Daddy won. And I left the room. And my daughter came up and punched me because she was mad. but that ain't gonna be easy on them. They gonna have to come
it's
and learn
competitive, ain't they?
You know what? Absolutely.
You're not gonna take a life for the kids, man. Like
absolutely not.
Two, 6 years old.
I am 300 plus. You think I'm taking it easy on Just Dance? If I do one move, I'm flirting with a heart attack. Okay, like I'm giving it my all, anyways. Okay, we getting it done,
bro. Yeah.
So taking it easy. Man.
A competitive household it looks like.
Say that's what we want, right? No, we don't want them. What is it? Just participation trophies? That ain't happening here.
Not at all. Not at all.
So, but I will say, I did see one game. I can't remember the game, but it was like 1.6 seconds to go in the game. Luka was shooting a free throw, and what
do we want to go ahead and dive into that, bro? Like, just as a whole, because
I mean, CJ, would you like to talk about that game?
Well, hang on. Right before CJ dives into it, let's just go ahead and acknowledge that it's tomorrow. The Player of the Weeks will probably come out, and there's no question Luka Doncic is going to be on that list. He's had a phenomenal. There's no question.
Are you sure, Nick? Are you not going to?
There is no question. There's no question. As far as for the Western Conference, for the Western Conference, Luka Doncic has been Player of the Week. Okay. He's had a stellar week. Obviously, stemming from that Laker game. I don't even know if the Laker game counts towards this week, but. The game against New York and even the game against San Antonio last night, 2 50-plus point performances. You know, you got to give credit where it's due, man. And I'll let CJ kind of.
You said 350 plus, right? Yeah.
Was it 2 or 3 this week? I know he had a triple double in the other one. I didn't know if he scored 50 in that one too.
Yeah, he scored 50 last night against the Spurs. He had 51.
Okay.
Then he had 50 and then the 60-point game, right? So, yeah, 350.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so 3 50-plus point games. Obviously closed out 2022 on the right note. Right. So, that's some momentum going into this into this new calendar year. But there's one particular game where one of our co-hosts he wasn't too fond of. It's crazy because I was watching, or I didn't watch it live. I watched like the first 3 quarters live, and then I had to go do something. But I ended up going back watching. It was
on December 20th.
We're gonna get into that later. We're gonna get into that later. We're gonna get into that later. We're gonna get into the Mavericks Knicks game. So I went back and watched the game. It was like 44 seconds. New York is up 110 to 101. Luka ends up hitting a layup, I believe, to cut the lead down. And then I don't know what just happens. Next thing you know, I don't even like what happened. I can't remember what happened on the last fight. I think like Luka had like missed a shot. And then got the offensive rebound.
Right.
What was it?
Yeah. He was on the line to shoot 2 free throws. Right. He made the first one, missed the second one, got it back. Tied it. Just classic.
This is insane. Right.
Classic Knicks tragedy game.
I'll let the Knicks fan elaborate a little bit more on that loss because I'll be real. That was something.
I mean, it's really not too much to say. It's just embarrassing. It's more embarrassing for the players, for those guys that were out there. RJ got hurt first quarter. JB was out with the hip injury. So, going in, I was like, all right, we're probably, we're undermanned. Luka's going to go crazy regardless whether those guys were there or not. So I was like, we might take this out. But then as the game is going on, we're playing well. Grimes has 33. Randall has 36. I'm like, okay, yeah, we got this in the bag. Like you said, 44 seconds left, up 9. I'm like, all right, this is a good road win. We had just lost like 2-3 in a row. This is a good win. Reset. Get JB back. Maybe get a couple guys back. Lock in for this for those next 2 Texas games against the Rockets and the Spurs. And I mean. It's just a debacle. That's the best way to put it. Just a straight debacle by the Knicks. Just terrible late game execution on both ends of the court. Terrible coaching late in the game as well in terms of timeouts and it's just a tough loss. It's a tough loss. And look at what he did: 60, 21, and 10. I mean, it's. For you, if, they got 9 guys out there in that rotation. You let one man get 60, 20, and 10. I mean, it's just embarrassing. It was an embarrassing game. Embarrassing loss by the Knicks. But on the flip side, it was a spectacular win by the Mavericks, and it really catapulted something for the Mavs this week, and how well Luka has been playing, like Nick just talked about earlier at the top of the show. And the Mavericks, when we talked about a few weeks ago, they kind of they were struggling. They were trying to kind of figure out their identity. We know what they did last year, going to the Western Conference Finals. This year, they struggled early. Even last year, they struggled early and then picked it up in the second half of the season to get to the 5th seed. So I think right now they're hitting their stride. They're playing defense. Christian Wood, some of those other guys are really playing well. Mm-hmm. They complement with Luka, and this guy is on a tear. Like, he's only 23. Absolutely. It's scary.
Is he really only 23?
Yeah, he's only 23 years old. Oh so he technically hasn't even hit his prime yet, though. Wow. Like, if you want to get technical.
Yeah.
He's not going to hit his prime until like 28, 27.
Yeah, exactly. 26,
Nick,
27,
I see 28. That you already seen on Facebook what's coming, or I'm sorry, on Instagram what's about to happen here.
What's about to happen?
So I saw you look at your phone. All right.
Yeah, hang on. For the fans who may not be aware.
So on December 20th, for you podcasters that can't see what's brought up here, that shows December 20th. Count the Bucket account on Instagram made a post, and of course it says Nick gave his all-star starters. Do you agree? ? And here who he has in the West: Zion, Joker, LeBron James, Steph Curry out for another month, and Devin Booker. I'm just saying, old dad here tried to talk some sense in him about not having.
I had already made the puzzle for you. Said something. I can't go and change it.
But you didn't have Luka. And I'm just sitting here thinking, come on, Nikolai. How do you not have Luka on this list?
Well, here's the thing.
Now, 1 week later, it just makes it even look more better, more knowledgeable of myself for saying Luka should have been on this list. 350 pieces. Come on, Nicholas. Let's hear your defense.
So this is we talk about this every show. There is at least 10 to 15 great players in the NBA. So
in the NBA, this is West and East. So
yes, I'm just elaborating. So we talk about it all the time. Mm-hmm. There's so many great scorers, great players in the league right now. So there's really no right answer when it comes to this. So,
well, your answers are definitely not right. Right, CJ?
My answers are
your whole backcourt is on the shelf. Your whole backcourt on the shelf right now.
Okay, so hang on. I made this list before Booker got hurt.
Okay. No,
I made this list before Booker ended up getting hurt. Booker is out for about a month, I believe. And here's my thing. So Michael keeps getting on to me because Steph is going to be out. When I made this list, it was reported that Steph was going to be out for 8. Yes, he was out. He was out. Yes, he was out. But
I will call you out on this.
The reports came out and said that he was going to be out for at least a few weeks. So I'm thinking, okay, Steph's going to be back by mid-January. And on top of that, he's averaging around 30 a game.
Nick, I'm trying to think of a middle name for you, but I don't know what goes with Nicholas.
He could be back. He could be back by mid-January. It depends on the severity of the injury.
And on top of that,
even if he's back before, we'll say mid-January, you made this December 20th. We had a show before this post that we were talking about Steph being out possibly by All-Star break and Anthony Davis All-Star break. So you picked Steph while he was already hurt, knowing he could have been out till mid.
I don't remember anyone saying till All-Star break. I don't remember.
We debated it. No. We were debating.
No, I think AD. We were saying
yeah, AD definitely. I don't know about
AD was for sure going to be after All-Star. We talked, or at least I remember saying that if Steph is going to be so close to mid-January, they may go ahead and say after the All-Star break. Because why would you bring him back for a week or two to have something if you're 80%, 90% not completely healthy to have something stupid happen to him?
Right.
So we knew, and even if he's not out that long. Like, he's missing a month of basketball, and he's going to be an all-star? Like, you can't say...
He's Steph Curry. What do you mean? What do you mean?
Well, yes, you're right. He is Steph Curry.
Great fact checks. Hold up, everyone. Breaking news. CJ just fact checked. He is Steph Curry. Okay.
He missed the...
But here's the thing. We got to look at it. before he got hurt, he was. I mean, look, we know the Warriors have not been great on the road. We know that they've struggled with chemistry issues and what have you. Steph was still averaging 30, 31 a game.
Throughout the season. That's true.
Yes, I know guys like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's playing well. I know other guys are as well.
That's true too. But I also will tell you, Luka is averaging the most points of anyone in the NBA. Where's he at on that? Oh, you didn't pick him. Okay.
Yeah, bro. I mean,
like he's better than everyone on this list.
But why does he have to replace Steph? You know what I'm saying? Like, why does he have to replace Steph? Like, if I'm gonna put in Luka, I'm probably gonna replace Booker.
And I'm okay with that. But the reason why, to me, anyways, the reason that Steph shouldn't be on here because it's All-Star for what they're doing this season, and he's already going to be out at least 4 to 5, maybe 6 weeks. Like, we know that. So, like, how can he be an all-star player when he's missing so much?
Hang on, we need to look this up. I don't remember anyone saying 4 to 5 to 6 weeks on his return or on him missing time.
Well, Woj said weeks, so it was really vague.
Mm-hmm. It was a few weeks, and we were like, well, that's at least 3. And we got New Year's coming up, so I mean, they're into January. It could be mid now, what they're saying, but I mean, he was out midweek or mid-December, right?
Yeah, so he got hurt on the road. He got hurt in that Indiana game. I want to say that was like around December 13th, 15th or something like that. I can't remember exactly, but
okay, so a week before you put him on this list. Okay.
What do you expect, bro? I'm a Warriors fan. You think I'm just gonna let him out? Like let him not?
There it is. Finally. And
but no, I mean I'm not saying that's the sole reason. But we just talked about it. Steph is averaging 30 plus a game.
I'm sorry.
And here's the thing. On top of that, we already mentioned like him or LeBron are going to get the most votes for the Western Conference. So
because of people like you, Nikolai,
and the majority of the NBA is going to pick him as far as being a starter. More likely.
Okay,
yeah,
I'm going to ask
more likely.
We know
it shouldn't be that way, but yeah.
Like I'm going to ask this. You all know I'm a LeBron hater. Do you think LeBron is worthy of starting on what he's doing? Like, because, and I'm asking this, let me back up everything because I know he's playing great as of lately.
Did you see what he did on his birthday?
That's what I'm saying. That's what we're going to get to as well.
Going dumb. Like, yeah.
But like, it was AD's team while Anthony Davis was healthy, right? That's fair to say.
When LeBron was out?
Well, that's true as well. LeBron was out some too, but when it was together, it was still Anthony Davis because we were talking about LeBron shooting from the three-point much better because AD is having all the attention on him. But now that LeBron is back to being the man, he's getting a lot more looks, a lot more points, a lot more rebounds, everything. Because, I mean, it is LeBron. Yes, he's great. And I just wonder, do you think he's deserving of a starter or just all-star?
Well,
because we know he's going to get the vote.
Yeah, of course. That's a lock. I mean, that's automatic lock. Well, if you're going by traditional way, guard, forward, center.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think he should be a starter. But if you're going positionless basketball, I mean, then it's a good discussion. It's a good discussion because we have talked about guys like SGA.
Sharing my screen so I can see all you all.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, we have talked about guys like SGA. You had Zion. Okay, you had Zion on there already. Okay, so yeah. I mean, if it's
he actually had
Zion. Y'all would have crucified me if I didn't have Zion. Let's be honest.
Probably so.
I mean, yeah, bro. It's just like he's playing well. He's the forward in the West. I would hope you'd have
no Zion and Steph, no Luka as well. Wow.
Yeah, that would have been wild.
Yeah, I should have just made up you. I know my speakers my AirPods got washed in the washer a couple of weeks ago, but earlier all I heard Nick say was Homer. But it's working now. It's working now, so we're good. So I'm glad you did have Zion because that would be me saying Homer with Booker as well. But
all right, but if there's one change I would make, yes, I would put Luka in the starting lineup, but I would have him replacing Booker. I'm keeping Steph. He's Steph. Hurt. So is Booker. Booker's hurt.
So both of them needs to be off there, right? Like if they're going to miss over a month time, of what stats these other players are getting. Like, to me, it should be.
I think that you're exaggerating the Steph injury. Like, you're making it sound like Steph is going to be out for like a long time. Like, I think Steph's coming back by mid-January.
Okay, so I mean, he's missing a month, mid-December to mid-January. That's a month. Say 3 to 4 games a week. So we'll say 3 of 4. That's 12 to possibly 15 games that he's missing that SGA is not missing. And SGA is still averaging 30 points. Like, does that become a factor?
It's going to be Luka and Ja. That's automatic.
Or even Ja. I mean,
Luka and Ja in the backcourt?
Yeah, it's automatic.
I mean, I'm not mad at that. See, that's the thing. Like, there's so many point guards.
But who else? I mean, but since we're talking about Steph and we're saying the reason why he won't get it is because of he's not as available as everybody else. Mm-hmm. Luka and Ja, I mean, that's the lock, right?
I mean, I think so. You know what, CJ, can you pull up? I mean, I know I've still got this sharing. Won't you go to NBA.com? Let's do our own voting real quick. Let's do.
I'm about to say I didn't see nothing from y'all two. I mean, y'all could have made a list.
You know what? I was thinking about making doing that as well, but I just never got around to it, and then throwing it on CTB.
I wanted to, but I've done.
We can still do it. We can still do it. Yeah, it's January.
Yeah, so, I mean, we can do this every episode.
I don't know about every episode.
Hey, but let's collaborate.
At least nobody's giving you psych for the East, because I figure people will be like, oh, you got Trae Young up there or whatever. But
I mean, when I see no Luka,
I gotta put Kyrie up there, automatic.
Okay, now, but yeah, I mean, but like around that time I made the list, I don't think anybody was going to pick Kyrie. I mean, Kyrie's an all-star, but it's like I didn't know if anybody was going to pick him as like a starter.
I'm not mad at that.
Yes, I'm not mad at that.
And then also, you know how hard it was for me to not have KD in there? Like, that was difficult in itself.
Yeah, honestly, the forward positions, that's when it gets dicey.
Exactly, because I mean, Tatum's had a good year. And you can't leave Tatum out there. A lot of people were leaving Embiid out of that. I'm like, yo, like, I don't know what y'all doing with that. Like, I don't know how you're leaving Embiid.
Who's going to be the center?
Exactly. I don't know why people were not having Embiid, and they were having KD, Tatum. Hell no, not Bam. I'm good. I love Bam.
He'll make it, but not a starter.
I mean, Steph is a starter, not playing.
Embiid is definitely going to be the starting center. The forward position is very tricky. It's very tough because I mean we're going to get into the Nets in a little bit, but man, the way Kevin Durant is playing is out of this world.
That entire team. Oh my goodness!
You see his shooting splits? 56, 44, 92.
I think this year's going to be up there as one of his best years.
I need that. Come on,
no doubt. This is his best year since.
Probably since he was in Golden. Yeah, but probably since he was in Golden State.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, we're gonna see these next 6 weeks or so. It's gonna. I mean, Giannis. That's a lock. Automatic.
Exactly.
So Tatum and KD,
even if he was hurt,
that's gonna be tricky. That's gonna be tricky, man. It's gonna be tricky. I can't wait to see how it plays out. Because now, the Nets, and the Celtics are tied, right? In the NBA for the best record in the East, right?
I think they were one game back earlier. I could be wrong.
So
let me go and check.
Let's check right now. I'm loading it up.
Okay. Yep, 2 games back now. Celtics is 26 and 10. The Nets are 24 and 12.
This is why we say it's a marathon, not a sprint. Because Brooklyn was there were so many questions at the beginning, and now look
at that sweet jaw card right there. I mean, that's sweet, ain't it?
Honestly, bro, in all seriousness, somebody's not gonna make the All-Star team and has been playing a fantastic season. Somebody's not gonna make it.
Yeah, it's gonna. Yeah, the snub list is gonna be crazy. I think honestly,
let's see who's gonna be snubbies.
The snub list going forward is just gonna be insane.
As crazy as it is,
the talent pool in the A is just so endless.
as crazy as it is, and look, I mean, I completely disagree with this, but it may be a chance SGA doesn't make it. I'm not saying that's guaranteed, like not gonna happen, because I would love to see him play, but I wouldn't be surprised if he gets in.
Because of popularity, I think I agree with you, but I think don't the players get to vote one player in?
I think so. I know the coaches do. I know the coaches vote, but I don't know what the players
coaches
do.
Yeah,
coaches. Okay, I was thinking players did. I could see him getting in on that coach's vote, I guess. CJ,
it depends on who will be representing this year for the.
Yeah, my it's acting slow, bro. If your connection is better, definitely pull that up, bro.
You know it ain't my connection. Appalachia has no connection.
Yeah. I mean, he could get snubbed. So I think somebody on the Kings got to make it. Somebody on the Kings got to make it. I mean, the way they've been balling out.
Did you all see a post where it said everyone's wondering who the best player on the Kings roster is, and add a picture of Sabonis? I mean, it has to be Fox, right?
Yeah. It's De'Aaron Fox in my opinion. I mean, Sabonis has been great. Okay. Sabonis has been great, but
I think it's here. I mean, I know that's not the cute answer. You know, that's the political answer. But I guess you go Fox. You know, he's the homegrown guy, and he's been playing great too. But Sabonis, 2020 games, and he's at like three or four 2020 games this year already. He's a triple-double machine. All these international guys are triple-double machines, man. Like, literally, this is all they do. It's just their all-around game is exceptional. You look at Jokic, Sabonis, obviously Luka, Giannis. I mean, it's insane with the talent pool of guys. It's remarkable.
Okay, can you guys see
NBA
that?
failed.
I've seen Utah this year. I bet you the jerseys are going to be awful.
Why is it in Utah of all places? I mean, no disrespect, bro, but like Utah, like we couldn't go to like New York or Miami.
Is it loading here?
Like, we gotta go to Utah.
Yeah, Utah. I think it's crazy, but
see, look at the backcourt, Michael. Look at the backcourt.
Yes, the very first option is Luka.
We're not going to get into that. We're not going to get into that. But just look at
the very second is SGA. You skipped over the leading point scorers on the backcourt to pick a player that's.
Is this in order? Oh yeah, it's in order as far as scoring. Yeah, because Luka's the leading scorer.
Down. Yes, so 34, 30, 30. Let's go in assists. Let's just see what the assist ranks are. Oh, look, Luka is second. Where's Steph? He's like seventh. Who's your other guy you had? Booker? I don't even see him. Let's go with rebounds.
That's your guy.
Look, Luka is first. Wow. Luka is first in rebounds, second in assists, and first in points. That's not
fair. That's not fair. Steph's not a rebounder. Come on now. Hell, Luka has like 4 or 5 more inches on Steph.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do we penalize him because he's tall? Because if so, then we have to penalize LeBron for being 6'9".
We're not going to base it off of rebounds. We can't base it off of rebounds.
Okay, let's go with fantasy points then, because you dogged that last time. Oh, look, Luka and SGA number 1 and 2.
I just don't care about it. So fantasy points does not mean you're automatic locked to be a starter.
Hold up, Nicholas. I can't remember things. I have children. So let me just run this by you again, make sure I'm right here. So on points, Luka and SGA are number 1 and 2, right?
I can see that right in front of me.
On fantasy points, they're 1 and 2 as well, right?
I see that in front of me.
Okay. On assists, Luka was number 2. In rebounds, he was number 1, right? Am I correct on that?
I'll give it to you on assists, but Steph is not he's a passer, he's a playmaker, but he's not known for like big assist numbers.
It doesn't matter. He's beating him in. Okay, what is he doing? What is Steph then? Is he a scorer?
He's a scorer / playmaker. Okay. And yes, I'll give it to you. Numbers wise, Luka is great. Nobody's taking anything away from Luka. Like I didn't come out here saying, "Oh, Luka's not going to be an all-star." Luka, like no, I like Luka.
So can we agree
I'm a Luka fan.
Can we agree that Luka needs this vote?
Luka can be at the 2. Right? You can have Steph and you can have Luka in your backcourt.
Oh, Stephanie is not making my list here.
Stephanie, oh my god, that was disrespectful.
Stephen. So let me go back and at least put Luka because we've got.
Okay, so here's this. Okay, so my prediction is Steph will be back mid-January. I'm going to say somewhere around MLK Day. So if he comes back and he's averaging the same numbers that he has been averaging, to me, he is a lock to be a starter.
Okay. So averaging 3rd in points, 4th in assists, and like 7th in rebounding, he's a lock to be the 1st or 2nd best.
He's a lock to be a starter. Yes.
I'm just asking to make sure I understand because Ja beats him in assists, but he is less in rebounds, and he's much more of a playmaker.
See, this is the thing. We just talked about this though. Like look at this list as far as the backcourt. Mm-hmm. Look at this. All 8 of these guys here are capable of being a starter in the backcourt, but there's only 2 spots. So 8 players, you have 2 spots. So I will agree with you. Luka. See, the thing, I agree with you that Luka's going to get in. I just don't agree that he should be replacing Steph. I want both of them in the backcourt.
Oh, okay. I'm okay with that. So you do think Steph would be over Alexander here, right?
In my opinion, yes. Even though I love SGA, I know that he's look. I've been an SGA fan since he came into the league, so it's like I've been preaching for him to, be an all-star caliber player because even though people have him on their most improved player list, he's been averaging 24, 25 a game over the last 3 seasons, and he's obviously elevated since then. So I get that, but I guess maybe being an OKC plays a factor because I still feel like he's criminally underrated. But it's tough, man. It's tough.
So I tell you what. So who are we putting at 2 then? Steph or SGA?
I'm going Steph. I'm going Steph all day.
Even though Steph is hurt.
You're making it sound like Steph is going to be gone for the rest of the year, yo. He's not going to be gone for that long.
All right, we're checking the news right now.
You're making it sound like Steph is going to miss the next 2 to 3 months. And it's he shouldn't even be a candidate. Now, if the injury was that bad, then yes, I would agree.
The All-Star is in 2 months. So that's why. Excuse me. So here's something from Warriors. Let's hear. Steve Kerr gives an update on Steph Curry's injury. There could be a date for his return. Oh, okay, great. So we don't even know a date yet.
What, as far as the announcement? Or you talking about Steph coming back?
Yes.
Well, I just got a report here. I think this is Sports Illustrated. Hang on 1 second.
Here's one that says that he could be back January 7th when the Bay comes, or they're back to play Orlando.
January 7th. I mean, that's less than a week from now.
Obviously, yes, it's 6 days away. So he may miss a month total.
And like I said, whenever he comes back, and if he's averaging the same averages as he did before he got hurt,
then I'm okay with it. But there's a chance he doesn't. So that's why I'm just because I think he'll be out because there's a chance he could play the 7th. I mean, we don't know for sure that's it.
Considering where the Warriors are at right now as a team, I think he's going to come back soon. If not the 7th, possibly maybe a week later after that.
When is the All-Star game? I know it's February.
The All-Star game it's always mid-February, around Valentine's Day.
It's actually the 19th. So if he comes back the 7th, he's got a month of playing time.
Over a month.
So which I would be okay.
Which I think it's like end of January when they start announcing like the starters and the actual All-Star team and everything.
So we'll put Steph in there for now.
But here's the thing, like you got to think though, man. It's like even though guys like SGA and Luka, I mean the numbers wise they are better than Steph, but let's be real. When it comes to votes, Steph is probably going to be the number one out of all these guys. Him and Luka are probably going to be competing as far as like being the number one spot in the backcourt.
So let's go to the bigs in the West. So right now we have Luka and Steph, which got CJ had to step away for a second. When he comes back, if he can talk me into switching away from Steph, we will. So as we go down, as it loads, LeBron is leading in points next to Anthony Davis, who is out, which is kind of ironic. But I can't say that I'm mad at your picks on here for sure as the stats. LeBron is averaging 28.5. Davis is 27.4, but I don't think we could even consider voting for him because he's out past All-Star. So to me, it's a waste to vote for him when he's not even going to be playing. That's how I kind of look at it. Zion is in third in points with 26 points. The only reason why I'm going through these because for guys that might be listening on the podcast. And, of course, we got Joker finishing out the top 4 with 25.5 points. Now, I'll at least name the next row. Paul George, Lauri Markkanen, Jeremy Grant, that's surprisingly, and then Keldon Johnson, who I actually was going to be putting in my top 5 most improved player this week, but I didn't do one. So, spoiler on that. Let's just go with assists, which big man's I think it's a little more weird, but we've got Joker at number 1, Sabonis number 2, Draymond Green 3, LeBron at 4. So we got 2 people repeating in the top 4, at least in assists. Rebounds, as a big guy, I think it's very important. We got Sabonis, Anthony Davis, Rudy Gobert, and Joker as well. So obviously the Joker's in there, right? He's 3 leading.
Joker's a lock at the big man.
Absolutely. I mean, that's your center. And I know CJ was talking about earlier, you got to have a center. Other than that, I mean, going by points.
Rudy Gobert shouldn't even be considered for an all-star pick. I'm sorry.
You know, I mean, he is all-star caliber as a player, but it's not all-star what we want to watch, you know? You don't think he's a player. I mean, it's the defense. It's not the flashy offense what he does. But I'm going to go ahead and go with Zion and LeBron here. You cool with that? Obviously, that's what you pick.
Definitely.
Okay. So we did that.
Okay, so let's be hypothetical. So let's say, for instance, AD never gets hurt. We know how well he was playing before he got hurt. So if he never got hurt and he still continued to play the way that he was, who would you pick as far as that 4 spot, Zion or AD?
Personally, I would not have LeBron in it, and I would have AD.
Really?
I would. I mean, it's not going to happen
I don't
as
know
far
about
as
that.
Everyone. Well, AD is going to take a lot of LeBron's points and stuff away.
Well, I mean, you got to have another wing. I mean, like your front court would be Zion, AD, and Jokic. Like, you know, I think you got to have another wing, right? Like right next to Luka.
I mean, AD plays a wing out there anyways.
Yeah.
He's played the 4 in most of his life, and Zion plays a 3 half the time too. So, I mean, Zion runs point guard. But I personally don't see how an NBA All-Star team could start 2 guys that have or on the same team that are like, what, 3rd from the bottom in the record-wise? Like, it doesn't work, right?
I mean, yeah, I agree. But then again, I mean, it is the Lakers.
And it's the popularity. So LeBron's going to be in there no matter what. LeBron could not play a game today, and he would still probably win the votes. Of course, I'm going to say this. If Michael Jordan enrolled in the NBA and was on a roster, he would probably win a starting position, even if he never played, just because popularity votes.
I don't know about that one.
You don't think that people would vote for him to make the All-Star
today? Michael Jordan today? Yes. We're not talking about Michael Jordan from like 2001.
I know, and they would still vote for him.
I don't know about being a starter, but I would definitely want to see him in the All-Star game. I don't think anybody will like pick him as a starter. How old is he? Like 60?
at least, I'm sure. I don't know. So we're going to the East as far as the backcourt leader in points. My man, do I have his? Yeah, Donovan Mitchell, who I still haven't got his card graded. Need to get that graded. Averaging 28 points, 4.6 assists, 3.8 rebounds. Then number 2, as far as points in the category it's going, is 27.4, who is Trae Young with 9.9 assists, almost averaging a double-double. And then 2.8 rebounds. Then Jaylen Brown, 27 points, 3.4 assists, and 7.2 rebounds. DeMar DeRozan finishes off the top 4 in scoring as far as backcourts with 26.2, 4.9 assists, and 5.2 rebounds. Now, saying that, Kyrie has been so off and on with suspensions and everything that, to me, his numbers don't really validate what he's been doing this past week. You agree?
I agree.
Like, he's been playing unconscious here lately, of Kyrie, of what we know him as. So I would go, as of today, Donovan Mitchell and Kyrie Irving.
Donovan Mitchell and Kyrie, okay. I mean, I'm not mad at that. You know, Kyrie has definitely played well, played exceptional in the midst of this Brooklyn winning streak. It's tough though. I mean, it's tough though because Trae Young has been really representing, he's really been representing the Eastern Conference as far as being the best point guard for the last few years. But Atlanta is struggling. Atlanta seems like they're struggling. It seems like, there's been a lot of rumors about possibly Trae Young leaving or getting traded. So, y'all know me. I'm a Kyrie guy. So, look, I'm all for Kyrie getting in as far as that. He's shooting what? What is that? What is that? It says 41.6% from where?
Oh, that's fantasy points.
Oh, okay, my bad. Oh, I'm about to say, I thought that was 3 points. I was like, wow, 3 point land.
No.
He's shooting 41%. No. But no, honestly, at this point, yeah, I would probably switch Trae Young and Kyrie, and I'll put Kyrie as the starting point guard.
And honestly, I wouldn't be mad at Trae Young. Looking at his stats here, almost averaging a double-double with this 9.9 assists is phenomenal, really, for Atlanta. You got Donovan Mitchell is only averaging 4.6 assists. He's not much of an assist guy according to the stats on this, and even Kyrie at 4.7. So a big drop-off in the assist column, at least, compared to Kyrie with the points. So, I'm sorry, Trae Young. So I would be fine keeping Trae, but I just feel like Kyrie here recently has been – I didn't pick Kyrie, did I? Has been phenomenal. Especially with the Brooklyn having, an 11-game winning streak, I think.
I think 11-12, I believe.
Okay. So the the front court is loading now. We got Embiid leading in points, 33 points. Giannis at 32, Tatum at 31, Kevin Durant at 29 as far as the top 4. What a horrible picture of Jimmy Butler with that long hair that he did before season. Oh, my goodness. But I think he did it as funny. There's a lot of people in the Miami Heat that actually said that's just kind of the personality he is. He likes to have fun on some of them things. He knew that would be the picture they used. So, but, I think 2 are automatics on here, and that's Giannis and Embiid. You agree?
Easily. As far as the front court, yeah. Giannis, Embiid. And this is where it just gets tricky, especially at this point, because Tatum has been – one of the leading MVP candidates all season. The Celtics have been great. I feel like they're a better team this year than what they were last year. But then you got, CJ alluded to this earlier. KD's averaging career numbers right now. I mean, maybe not as point wise, but field goal percentage and everything, efficiency. He has been playing phenomenal. So it's we know that KD is KD. We know he has the resume 2-time champion, former league MVP. So that's where it's going to get tricky, honestly, as far as, that next vote, as far as, for Tatum and KD. I don't know. I mean, I know I picked Tatum a few weeks ago, but now I'm not so sure.
Well, I'm going to say this. I would stay with Tatum I'm going to say I'm picking Tatum because he's done it the whole year. There's been some ups and downs with Kevin Durant,
honestly, I wouldn't even say there's been ups and downs because, even when the Brooklyn Nets got off to a slow start, KD has been KD all year.
Right. I guess you're right. I guess I'm thinking more of the team's been up and down because, downs and ups really is what they've been. I mean, they fired their coach. The Kyrie, I'm going to say scandal just for the fact that we don't know what all went on with that. They were pretty much the joking talk of the NBA for a little bit, and now 11-game winning streak, even though Kevin Durant's just wanted the ball, so he's been balling. But I'm okay with either one of them. I would give the go-ahead to Tatum because I know you hate me on this. I would say a little more for Tatum for the fact that Jaylen Brown's his 2 guy. Like I said, I know you're going to hate me on it. Like, Kevin Durant has more help as their Robin than
Oh my goodness, man. Are you being disrespectful again?
Like I said, I know you're going to hate me, but I do feel that way. At least I'm consistent.
We can all agree that Kyrie is a better player than Jaylen Brown. We can both agree to that.
Even with Ben Simmons, what he can do.
Ben Simmons has been playing better. I will give him that. He has been playing better. So the Nets have more of a 3-headed monster, you could say, than Boston. Because who is that true third guy behind Tatum and Brown? Is it?
Smart.
Yeah, I'm about to say, is it Marcus Smart?
Grant now.
Who is it?
Grant.
Oh, Grant Williams. I don't know. Probably not Grant Williams.
Or not Grant Williams. It's the other Williams. What I meant. Who's the other Williams?
Robert Williams. Robert Williams.
Yeah.
Robert Williams actually just came back, so I wouldn't necessarily consider him. He actually just made his season debut about a few weeks ago. Honestly, it's tough. Honestly, it might just be Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart's a veteran. He's a defensive player of the year. Honestly, Marcus Smart doesn't really get his credit because he's actually a really good playmaker though. At the same time, I know that we've in the past, we talked about how Boston doesn't really have like a true point guard, but with having Tatum elevate as a playmaker, then Marcus Smart also helps him from that aspect as well. I feel like that's that's probably one of the parts in this game that's actually kind of underrated.
Yeah, I love Marcus Smart. I feel like what he does as far as defense, the hard nose of it, sacrifice his body, really diving for plays and stuff like that, is top of the notch compared to some in the NBA. I would say he is like the Ben Simmons of the team as far as doing all the other stats. It's just Ben has the height advantage to play more defense down low, rebound the ball more. But I think Marcus Smart is tremendous to the team. But I feel like I'd give the edge to Ben just because of the physicalness that he can withstand and guard 1 through 5. I would rather pick Marcus Smart on my team. But I'm going to say, as far as looking at a player, seeing the height, the length, what he can do, Ben Simmons, I think, would get an edge. But I'm going to say it just to make sure you understand, I would pick Marcus Smart over Ben Simmons. So I feel like it's kind of a double-edged sword there in a way. But I'm going to go with Tatum just for the fact that he has been solely the guy, I think, more than Kevin Durant. Now, Brown has been good, don't get me wrong. But when you think of Boston, you think of Tatum first. When you think of the Nets, you think of Kyrie and KD.
KD's still the number one guy, though. I agree. That's clear.
I agree. But are you good with us going with Tatum, or would you?
Yeah.
Okay,
we can go with Tatum.
Yeah, we can.
So this is for all the podcasters who can't see the live stream. These are our 2023 NBA All-Star Game, CTB official 2023 NBA All-Star Game starters. So for the West, we got
as of January 1st.
Yeah, as of January 1st, at the top of the new year, these are our collective starters for the East and the West. So for the West, we got
controversial first.
So for the West, we got Steph Curry, Luka Doncic in the backcourt. For the front court, we got Zion Williamson, LeBron James, and Nikola Jokic. For the East, we have backcourt Kyrie Irving, Donovan Mitchell, and for the front court, we have Jason Tatum, Joel Embiid, and Giannis Antetokounmpo. I think that's a solid list.
Solid list. Now let's go a little bit further. Which team would you pick, East or West?
They're already going to get breaking them anyway because we're probably going to get but as far as for each team,
yeah, these starting five, which team would you rather have?
I might rock with the East.
I'm kind of feeling that too.
Yeah, I'm rocking with the East only because I feel like they got more dominance, especially when you got that front court of Giannis and Joel Embiid. I know LeBron, Zion, and Jokic are dominant too. But and then on top of it, you got Kyrie and you got Jason Tatum. Oh yeah, I'm gonna pick the East. I like the East as far as talent wise.
Yeah, one thing I'll say about the West as far as front court or back court, whatever you want to say here, is like if we're trying to critique them, I don't feel like they have the shooters as much as the East would have. And I feel like as far as defense, you could play them packed in a little bit. Of course, they do have Steph Curry, as I say that. And Luka's a good shooter. But other than that, I could totally live with Zion, LeBron, and Jokic shooting a three or a deep shot compared to Tatum or Giannis. Even Embiid's got a nice little jump shot from out far. So I would go East as well. Awesome. We agree.
The East is the East is just talented, man. The East is just really the East, honestly, I will say the East has been better than the West this year. I will say that. And I'm not trying to diss the West whatsoever, but I mentioned this before. It's like, I mean, we know New Orleans has been playing well to start the year. We know that Memphis has had their success as well. But to me, it still doesn't feel like there's like a legit like team in the West that's really established themselves as we are the team to beat in this conference. Now, I know Ja came out, in an interview some weeks ago and said that he's not afraid of anybody in the West, but the Grizzlies have been like, I want to say a few days ago, I saw a record that said they were like 9-10 in the West this year. Even though,
he said that they lost so much too. I can't remember.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, even though I don't really I don't really exaggerate over that, but that does say something, especially when you make a statement like that. But to me, there really hasn't been a team to really establish themselves in the West as of yet. I mean, I know, like I said, New Orleans has been up there, Memphis, Phoenix, Portland has had their success, Denver's up there as well. But I don't know, there's not really like a clear-cut favorite in the West right now. Look, maybe that's a good thing because in the years past we had Golden State who nobody could compete with. I mean, even though they are the defending champs, this year, they've had their ups and downs. So maybe that's a good thing at the same time.
It could be interesting to see how it plays out. I kind of want to ask who you think may be voted or what team roster, but we don't know how that's going to play out, so we can't really do that. I mean, obviously it'll be an East and a West, but who's going to – I mean, it's going to be LeBron in the West, and it's probably going to be Giannis in the East. But
oh, yeah, probably. Yeah. It's probably going to be Team Giannis, Team LeBron. That's how it's been for like the last – well, actually, no, last year it was KD and LeBron. But I think this, I think this year it'll be Giannis and LeBron.
Yeah. Invalid email. That ain't right.
But man, do we want to get into the Nets?
Yeah, we've kind of talked about it a little bit.
Yeah.
Go ahead and start it if you don't care, sir.
Yeah. So we talked about this earlier. For everybody who's listening, the Brooklyn Nets are cooking right now. They are playing well, and this, look, I've alluded to this too many times. I've been saying this for the last maybe year or so, maybe even longer than a year. Steve Nash had to go. Steve Nash, look, great player. You know what I'm saying? We know what he was doing with the 7 seconds or less when he was with Phoenix. We know that he found a lot of success with the team, 2-time MVP. We're never going to take anything away from him. But as far as from this team perspective, I knew that, from the beginning, I knew that he wasn't the right coach for this team. But I was like, let me give him a shot. He's a phenomenal point guard. We know that he had a high IQ when he was during his playing days. But it just didn't seem like, he wasn't really the personnel to really coach this team. And what I mean by that is that, I don't know. I guess it takes a big personnel to really coach players like Kyrie and KD. So from that perspective, and then on top of that, with them getting swept last year to Boston, to me, he should have been fired the moment they got swept. Somehow, some way, they wanted to keep him for at the beginning of this season, which is very crazy to me because when Kevin Durant requested a trade, he had requested that either Steve Nash leaves or I go. For some reason, Josiah and the rest of these guys, Sean Marks. Look, I know that Sean Marks has a relationship with Steve Nash because they used to play together, but you got to do what you got to do to keep your franchise guy. And I didn't understand that personally. I mean, look, I know it's in the past, but I didn't understand how like you choose Steve Nash over Kevin Durant. But that's neither here nor there because at the end of the day, we all know what happened. A few weeks into the season, Steve Nash and the Nets part ways, and that opens up a spot for Jacques Vaughn, who I have been preaching over the last few years that he should get a head coaching job. He should have been the coach for the Nets after Kenny Atkinson got fired a few years ago, but he's finally the head coach, and you just see a turnaround with this team. You know, they're competing at a higher level. You know, they're locked in on defense. Like they're bought into what Jacques Vaughn is doing. Everybody's really elevated their game from Kevin Durant to Kyrie Irving to Vince to the rest of these guys, even to like guys like Nick Claxton. I know that Nick Claxton has gotten a lot of criticism over the last, few years, but Nick Claxton's played phenomenal for this team. And the Nets are balling right now. You know what I'm saying? They're on a current winning streak right now. Kyrie's playing phenomenal basketball. Kevin Durant's like CJ and I mentioned earlier, he's averaging like career numbers as far as shooting percentages. The Nets are up there right now. They're right now. I want to say they're like right behind Boston right now. And honestly, I don't see them slowing down. I mean, I'm sure clearly this winning streak will end. I don't know if it's going to be soon, but it will eventually end. But the Nets are going to still be up there as far as being one of the top teams in the Eastern Conference. I feel like they're going to be able to establish themselves as one of the top teams right there with Boston and Milwaukee, because there's still questions as far as for Philly. Cleveland's still a very young team. I know that Donovan Mitchell's there now and Darius Garland's played well and other guys as well. But, Cleveland's still going to be, there's still questions for Cleveland. I feel like, they're a great playoff contender, but as far as, elevate as far as championship, I feel like they're probably at least a year away. Atlanta, there's still questions for Atlanta. Atlanta's been struggling. So Brooklyn's got the green light right now. Brooklyn's got the green light to continue this momentum. Right now, like I mentioned, they're second right now behind Boston, so I don't see them slowing down. I know that the winning streak is going to end soon, but I don't see this Brooklyn Nets team slowing down. I feel like they're going to still continue to be up there as far as one of the top teams in the East.
I'm with you. I want to pump the brakes, even though I think before the season I said it's hard to go against the Nets looking at them on paper as far as being in it in the East, especially when we can name all these teams constantly like the Bucks and everyone else, but finally seeing them put it together and like you said, making the coach change and everything, it makes you think, hey, this actually could be working like we thought it was going to last year. So it makes you more excited to see it happening. Now I want to, like I said, pump the brakes on it because I don't want to commit to it too much until I know it's actually good, because I don't want to be the one that's like the media. Sometimes they jump courses back and forth so much. AD is done. He's fragile. He can't do anything. In like 2 weeks of actually playing, he's going to win the MVP. He's the greatest thing. He's just as good as Giannis like we thought, and now he's fragile again. This is horrible. LeBron can't do everything himself. Well, he's not. He had an all-star with him. He's just hurt. So I don't want to keep doing basically a washing machine of back and forth constantly in the same circle. So I'm glad the Nets are playing well. I'm excited to see what they do. KD, please have an awesome year. Figure out what you're going to do as far as those ashy ankles that we've seen on that picture and the balding that you got going on. We talked about that before. We got to clean that up a little bit. But other than that, go out there and ball and keep having a good season. I would love to see KD be winning the MVP after the villain he's kind of been made out to be here recently. Like, do you think that we might change a little bit of a persona for him, I guess, if you will?
Say that one more time. What was the question?
If KD went out and won an MVP this year, like, would that kind of change his script some? Because, he's kind of a villain, I feel like.
I wouldn't say that he's a villain. I feel like he was more of a villain with Golden State, but there's a lot of criticism that comes with KD, especially after he left Golden State, because a lot of people they still don't like the fact that he left Golden State to pair with Kyrie, and we obviously know the first few years of them being together, it hasn't really been the best, as far as for injury, and then Kyrie missing time, and the Nets getting swept by Boston and what have you. So if he were to win an MVP this year, I feel like it'd be a good story, what I'm saying, especially after everything they've had to overcome.
Right.
I don't know. Is he top 5 to you right now as far as for MVP favorite? Because right now, we mentioned Jokic, Luka, Tatum. I don't know if John Morant's on your list, but John Morant's up there as well.
I'll say this. I can't really feel like I can say a list because I haven't watched a week of basketball. So I'm going to refrain from giving a top 5, but KD has to be somewhat close.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely up there.
But here's what hurts me to even say that. If he's top 5 in our MVP, how is he not on our starting lineup for either East or West?
Well, I mean, you got to think, though, man. The front court. Oh, yes, right. I didn't even mention Giannis either. So this is what I mean, man. It's legit tough, man. Because it's like, as far as for that 3 spot, because my thing is, Embiid and Giannis, they got to be locks. Because Giannis is more of a 4 anyways, unless you want to put KD in at the 4 position. But I don't think he gets in over Giannis. So to that extent, it's up to Tatum and KD. Both of them, they played practically the same style. Tatum has a little bit more to his game as far as being a playmaker and being a great defender. I mean, I'm not saying Kevin Durant has actually played well defensively this year and for the most part of his career, but I feel like Tatum kind of beats him as far as from that aspect. So it's really, really tough, honestly, because like we mentioned, KD is playing phenomenally, Tatum is playing phenomenally, but I don't know. I mean, I feel like he could probably still be, on the MVP list, but still not be a starter. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we would have to dissect more into it as far as the top 5. But I mean, if he's not top 5, he's definitely an honorable mention, probably like 6 or 7.
Okay. I mean, it'd be tough because, I mean, I know you guys. At least when I say you guys, you and CJ don't like the answer of having SGA on the list as far as MVPs because it being OKC, but like what he's doing for that team is most valuable player like quality. And I feel like there needs to be some recognition at least thrown his way some too.
Yeah, I mean nobody's taking away from what SGA is doing, but it's like but it's like, I mean, at least from my criteria, like team success plays a role in it. Like, because in the thing, even though SGA is averaging 30, you can say that about a lot of guys. Like, I mean, like Embiid is putting up phenomenal numbers, but Embiid's not in my top 5. He's not. I mean, he's probably like top 10, but like as far as top 5 or MVP, I don't have him up there. I mean, that's just my personal opinion. I mean, Philly has started to play a little bit better, but I still don't have him up there as yet. But even guys like I don't know Jimmy Butler or whoever, like what I'm saying, Jimmy Butler's played pretty solid, but he's not in my MVP list. But I mean, because the Heat have had a very up and down season,
right?
So, I don't know. It's just tough though. But I mean, as far as for SGA, I feel like he should definitely get that recognition. I've been preaching for that for a little while, but I mean, probably back to KD and back to the Nets. Could we see them becoming number 1
in the East?
Yeah, in the East. Yeah,
they're only 2 games out now on a 11-game win streak. Technically, if it weren't for Celtics being in a 4-game win streak right now of their own, like they would be number 1. Let's see here. I'm going to try to see if I can look up something on my phone as we're still going live here with the Nets. I want to look at their schedule because 11 games ending. I think they only lost 1 game in December. Let's see here. I got the schedule pulled up, and their next game is going to be against the Spurs tomorrow, which theoretically should be a W. Then they play the Spurs tomorrow.
Okay, yeah, that's a win.
They play at the Bulls on Wednesday.
That's definitely a win.
Now their tough game will be Friday. They play at New Orleans. They play the Pelicans.
Now that's going to be a good one. That'll
be a good game. Hopefully that's on like TNT or something, but it doesn't say on here.
Y'all tell my boy CJ McCollum has been doing, man. He's been balling out.
Don't you dare say your boy. That is my boy. I have been saying that he is.
What have I ever slammed to CJ McCollum?
You haven't slammed, but I'm just saying, like, I've been the one that's saying, like, I actually think CJ has been playing better than BI and some. You're like, whoa,
Ingram's been out for a while though, so I mean that's true. But I mean, BI's been out for like a good amount of time.
I think CJ McCollum was so good in Portland and did not get a lot of credit back then. So yeah, I'm happy that he's playing well and getting some recognition with his team. Let's see here. So let's go ahead and let me go and search. Who was he saying? The Celtics. Let's see who their next or the games this week are against. Excuse me. So today they play. Oh, they lost to the Nuggets, I think. Did they lose to the Nuggets today? It says 111 to 120.
Oh yeah, they did. Yeah, the Boston lost to they lost to Denver today.
Okay, so they play on Tuesday the Thunder. On Thursday they play the Mavericks, who again I think they've won 6 in a row. And then Saturday they play I apologize. They play the Spurs. So from today to Saturday, I could see losing to the Mavericks. I feel like
Boston losing to Dallas. I mean, it could be a possibility. It could be,
but I feel like the Thunder and the Spurs are wins for them. So I feel like end of the week or this coming week, I feel like Boston may have a 1-game lead over the Nets. We just got Perry coming in the comments. Appreciate it, Perry.
Shout out to Perry. Happy New Year, Perry.
Happy New Year, Perry. So, I mean, I would say, and then before the All-Star break, if they keep playing like this, I think, yes, they'll be the number 1 seed. Now, do I think the Nets will be anytime soon? No, it looks like the Celtics for a week or two there's got a pretty easy schedule, so I think Celtics will stay top, if not tied. You agree, though, on that for at least this next week or this week that we're in?
I can see that. I just know that Brooklyn has definitely established themselves over the last month to like get that close. So, I mean, like I said, I mean, I don't see Brooklyn slowing down. Like I don't see them slowing down. I mean, I think Jacques Vaughn has been an exceptional coach for them. He should be a Coach of the Year candidate after this year, in my opinion. But look, as long as everyone stays healthy, KD's in the lineup, Kyrie is in the lineup, Ben Simmons continues to emerge as that third option behind those two. And then you get great production from guys like Joe Harris, Nick Claxton, and like a lot of these other guys. The Nets will be fine as long as everyone continues to give great production.
Absolutely. Let me just check here. That's the scores. There we go. Standings. So just stay quick in the East, like I said, or like we've said repetitively, as Perry hops in here and says Happy New Year, so we appreciate that. The Nets are on an 11-game win streak. The Celtics are on a 4-game. The Pacers are in 6th place right now on a 3-game winning streak. Also, the Wizards are on a 4-game winning streak. They're in 12th. Halliburton has been playing very well as of lately. Pacers are really a surprising team. So I want to say
have been actually pretty good, though. I mean, they haven't been great, but they've been pretty good. Like, I mean, at least better than the expectations that were placed on them because they were supposed to be a tanking team.
Like that's what I was going to say. I'm pretty sure we had them at least 10 or below in our pre-ranking of our rankings, our preseason rankings. There we go. But as of right now, they're 6th and they're ahead of the Heat and the Knicks at 8. Let's go to the West real quick. We've got the Mavericks. I was right. They're on a 6-game winning streak right now, 3 games back from the first place. Let's see here. Anyone else really? The Warriors. Your Warriors are on a 4-game winning streak right now.
Yeah, because we've been at home. As soon as we get on the road, I don't even know what the result will be.
But Jazz and Timberwolves both are on a losing streak. Jazz at 4 games lost, and the Timberwolves have lost 6 straight. That's pretty tough for the Timberwolves.
It's time to blow it up, man. I ain't gonna lie to you.
It's gonna be hard to blow it up.
Maybe not blow it up. I mean, Ant-Man is definitely your guy that you have to continue to build around, but
I'm with you on your comment as far as blowing it up. I understand totally.
I mean, maybe not blowing. I think blowing it up is a little bit it's probably over exaggerating, but it just really makes that Utah trade look bad though because Minnesota gave up a lot. You know,
5 first-round picks,
especially when you got guys like Walker Kessler has played phenomenal for Utah this year.
Absolutely.
Then on top of that, you have guys like Malik Beasley, you had Jared Vanderbilt, and now these guys are in Utah now. But you did it to get Rudy Gobert, which is understandable. You know, Rudy Gobert is all-star defensive player of the year multiple times. So, you know, you pair that in the front court right next to guys like Karl Anthony Towns, but it's just not working for this team this year. I don't see them turning it around this year. I just don't. Ant-Man is gonna continue to be a star in the making, but I think we just all have to come to the conclusion that Karl Anthony Towns is not that guy. You know, he's talented. Don't get me wrong.
Don't you dare talk bad about any Kentucky player on my show.
I love Cat, but he's not a franchise guy. He's not a franchise guy. I'm just gonna be. I mean,
think
he's talented.
I'm with you.
Him.
He's a Robin. I can handle it. He is a Robin.
Yeah, I mean, look. I mean, people consider him the best shooting big man right now. So it's like he has talent. We know what he's capable of, but he's been in the league for 8 years now, and he hasn't really proven anything. In the playoffs, he hasn't really been that great. I mean, I know that Minnesota and Memphis went neck and neck last year in the playoffs, but Carlton Towns wasn't really the big reason behind the success. I mean, I'm not gonna take nothing away from him, but like he wasn't like the reason why Minnesota was head to head with Memphis.
Right. No, I'm with you. I can't deny it, but I do think Karl-Anthony Towns in the right system. I'm even fine with saying this. Like, hear me out at least. Trevor Ariza has made a career as being a stretch four because he can shoot. Karl-Anthony Towns, I think, could have a longevity career where he can shoot. It's just he won't be that all-star, of course, as his career goes on. If he continues to have because he won 3-point contest last year, didn't he?
Did he? I don't know for sure. I can't remember.
Because I feel like Steph and Clay both were out of it, and a big man won it.
It might have been. I can't remember who wins the 3-point contest every year.
For some reason, I feel like he won it. He did something in the All-Star break.
I do know that last year, I mean, look, Karl-Anthony Towns is special. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? He's very talented. I know that last year he had a few 50-point games, or actually, I think he had a 60-point game against San Antonio. Mm-hmm. But as far as being that number one guy, like, no, I just don't see it. But so I don't know if a trade needs to happen for Minnesota to get him out of there. But honestly, I mean, who are you going to get though? Like, honestly, I'll be real. I could see Karl-Anthony Towns and Trae Young in Atlanta. I could see that. I don't know if it'll lead to like a lot of success, but I feel like with Trae Young's playmaking, Karl-Anthony Towns able to play inside and out. Mm-hmm. I think that'll be a pretty good fit. But on top of that, you still got guys like Clint Capella, Onyeka, Okongwu. But honestly, John Collins has been a guy that's been in trade talks for the last like 2 or 3 years. So you know what I'm saying? So who knows?
To have Towns on your team, you've got to have a pretty well mobile 5, I feel like. Because his defense, he lacks some mobility.
Yeah,
we know that.
Oh, my God, he gets cooked on defense.
Yeah, and I feel like they thought Gobert would come in and help out with that, but that's not going to work. Like, they both can't guard perimeter guys. And Gobert's your defense player of the year in and out conversation.
I know that you haven't watched games in about a week, but if you have a chance, bro, go back and watch the highlights from the Pelicans and T-Wolves, like I think like Wednesday or Thursday, I believe. Zion had like 43 points, was straight bullying Gobert.
Really?
Was straight bullying him, getting to the basket. I want to say there was one play where Zion was attacking, and then Gobert tried to guard him and drop coverage. Got absolutely demolished.
Love it.
Absolutely.
I want to say I seen something on Instagram where someone from the Timberwolves did something to Zion or vice versa to that effect. And Gobert just kind of pushed the player away but never looked at Zion. And like the little meme popped up and said he did not want anything of Zion. I can't remember what exactly happened, but did you see the video where Trae Young kind of ran into Zion and it's like, oh, it's Zion. Never mind. I'm out.
Oh, wow. I didn't even see that. No.
Oh, yeah. Crazy. Yeah. It was quite – I mean, I know I make jokes that he's huge, fat like me, but, I mean, you can tell that he's muscle. Like, he's pretty solid, really.
Well, I mean, like, around those times, though, it's like, especially last year, he missed all last year. So it's like, a lot of those videos and stuff, like, that, I mean, he did look like he was overweight. But, I mean, look, on top, I mean, even with all that weight, he's still able to move. He's still able to attack. So I know that we have a lot of concern about his weight, but it's like you can't deny what he's doing. I mean, because look, I mean, let's say, for instance, he did drop like 20 pounds because he weighs like, I'm going to say he weighs like around 280, 285. So let's say he did drop 20 to 30 pounds. So he'll be at 255. Would he probably still have that same impact as far as like, bulldozing through opponents and everything? I mean, he probably would have success in it, but, I think it would probably be more of a struggle.
Mm-hmm. But the mobility and he has great mobility, but, the extra mobility that he would gain and the finesse part of it, I think, would be even better, though. So that would be my only thing, but who knows? We can't say either way which would be better, so. I'm trying to see if I can find it real quick. About time you give credit to Zion.
When have I never given? When have I not give credit to Zion?
You said he is not MVP caliber this year.
I never said that. I said a healthy Zion would be MVP caliber.
Mm-hmm.
Everything about Zion it's the same thing with Anthony Davis. Everything about these guys is based on health. We know the talent on the floor. Now we got to see if they can stay on the floor.
Right. But I mean, it's for every player though, if you think about it, as far as staying healthy, it's just they haven't been able to stay healthy.
And that's really the big thing because I mean, look, we saw what AD was doing when he came back. He had 50-point games left and right, like you know what I'm saying. So we know the talent that he has. We know what he has. It's all about availability, and that's what it has been for both Anthony Davis and Zion. Look, I'm happy for Zion. He's been healthy for the majority of this year. I am hoping and I am praying that this man can stay healthy all season so the Pelicans can get to the playoffs because we need a healthy Zion. So look, if Willie Green needs to start, minutes restrictions and stuff like later on down the season, do it. You got to do it because you need a healthy Zion at the beginning of the playoffs. You need a healthy one, especially if there's a chance they could go up against Phoenix again. I need Zion in that series. I need Zion.
Absolutely. Hey, CJ.
Yo, my fault, guys. My fault.
How's it going, man?
I'm all is well, my brother.
It's all good, man. Take care of the lady first.
Yeah, I had to deal with that real fast, bro. My bad.
Totally fine. But we were talking about Zion and how Nick said he wasn't MVP, and we want to hear your top 5 MVP.
Yes, right on cue. Perfect timing, perfect transition. So number 5. So as always, yes, sir. So number 5, I'm gonna go from 5 to 1. Number 5, this might be a shocker. I got Jason Tatum at 5. Whoa.
I mean, that's okay. That's
at this point, I mean, at this point, that's fine. I'm not mad.
Okay. Okay. All right. So we on the same wavelength. Okay, that's great. Okay.
Because we went ahead and submitted our list while you were gone, and we.
Okay, so let me hear y'all list, bro. Let me hear y'all list.
Okay, I put it on Instagram. So
I don't. Oh, wait. So what are we talking about? MVP list or All Star?
There are All Star votes.
Okay. I'm gonna say you just posted on Instagram.
Let me get it pulled up. Or was it myself or no? It was because I walked in.
Why'd you diss me in the daggone? Why'd you diss me in the caption? And
I don't know what you're talking about.
Nick with the whack list.
Oh man, y'all don't know that was me. That could have been CJ. That's what he was gone doing.
No,
yeah.
Here it is. Okay,
that's hilarious.
So
that's hilarious.
CJ, great post on Instagram. So we've got Luka and Steph Curry because you weren't here to help me. So we went with Steph because he may be back on January 7th.
That's what the reports say.
Okay, that's good. That's good then.
So if he's back 7th, he has a chance. And then we've got Joker, LeBron, and Zion to finish out the West side. And then on the East, we've got Kyrie, Donovan Mitchell, Giannis, Embiid, and Tatum. And we were hesitant between KD and Tatum. That's kind of our debate there, really. So that kind of makes sense with you saying 5 now. So that's why we're totally in agreement with you putting him at 5 at this moment, at week whatever, 10 or 11 we're at.
10, right? Yeah. I completely agree with you guys. It's going to be very tricky. I can't wait to see how these next few weeks play out, especially in regards to not only those guys individually, but also their team success. And we all kind of anointed the Celtics as just being the front runners and being the favorites. Most people did. Some people had different picks, but a lot of people did just based on how they started the season, 21-5. I think like 18, something like that, 18-5, something like that. And now we're starting to, the ebbs and flows of the season. So even though Tatum's been number 1 on my list pretty much, the first 8-9 weeks. So, but now, just based on what I've seen, I got to have him at 5. Number 4, Ja Morant. Just playing lights out. They got the W against the Pelicans last night. It just seems like they have the Pelicans number right now. It was different a few years ago, but now they were clamping up Zion. I never seen Zion get boxed like that in my life.
I gotta go back and watch the game. I missed it.
9 turnovers, 6 for 16. They had that boy in the box. So, and I was shocked. So we're gonna see how he responds from that. But nonetheless, the Grizzlies are.
I'm sorry. Let me interrupt you real quick. Was they trying to make him go to his right?
They were trying to make him go to his right. Now he didn't post up enough. They were building that wall, and then also they have great personnel too. Brooks, Bane, JJJ, Triple J, Steven Adams down there. He knows Zion better than most. They were former teammates. Brandon Clark, Xavier Tillman. So they have length and size, and then also the defensive IQ to make things happen.
I thought I'd seen something on Instagram about saying how to stop Zion was making him go right and had a couple quick turnovers or something like that, almost at half court. And I was just making sure I see that right. I think it was Grizz. Okay.
Yeah, that's what you have to do. That's what you have to do against Zion. Yeah, make him go right, and then when he's going right, just throw a crowd at him. You know this. Everybody, we all in there hoop. Throw a crowd at him when he goes right, and then those turnovers are going to come. That's why I said he should get the ball closer to the basket because now you can't build the wall. Don't be a point guard.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Just pick your spots, right? Yeah, just pick your spots. I mean, I do like when if he gets the rebound and comes up with the ball. I like that because one, he's getting a rebound, something that he doesn't do more. He needs to do more of. But yeah, nonetheless, it's more about the Grizzlies. It's not really about Zion right now. And John Morant's a catalyst for that. I mean, what he's done with this team, we thought. Well, I don't know about you guys, but when they got rid of Gasol and Conley, I knew Ja was special. I knew he was going to be really good. But the way they've built this team. They're starting five. Murray State. So he stayed 2 years too.
Yeah, so I don't think anyone thought Ja was really going to be as good as he's being. Let's be honest. Yeah, that's why he didn't go one.
Right. Well, not even just. I just didn't think it'd be this fast. I would say. I didn't think it'd be this fast. But also the Grizzlies, they've built a phenomenal team. They're starting five. When we do the starting fives, it's pretty good. You got Ja, Bane, Brooks, Triple J, and Steven Adams. That's with how they play like a team and their IQ and their togetherness and chemistry. Tough. That's a tough five. That's a tough five to stop. And listen,
I'm gonna ask you this real quick, CJ. Like right.
That's a battle.
I'm gonna ask you this real quick, CJ. Like right in the middle of your MVP list, since we're on Ja, what did you have to make of his comments about he's not worried about anybody in the West and considering their struggles as a reason against Western Conference teams?
Well, I mean, he in his mind, he looks at it. Though they went up against Ja in the second round, and he was hurt he missed 2 games in that series, and it went to 6. Yeah. So he's like, if I'm healthy, if I'm 100%. We get that W against the champions. So that's probably how he sees it. Mm-hmm. Brooks was hurt during that time as well. He wasn't 100%. Bane wasn't 100% in that series also. So I think if they get their guys healthy, they're going to be formidable for any team. And right now they're number one in the West. So I could, even though it's something that we're not used to hearing from the top guys. They kind of keep that, to themselves. He kind of made it public, but I mean, it just shows how confident he is, not only in himself, but also in the guys around him. So it's great to see. All right, and then we got number 3. Got to go with Giannis. It's just motto of consistency, man. Just dominance. And I just haven't seen a guy just this run that he's been on. These last 7 years. It's phenomenal. He just had a 40-20 point game, 40-20 game the other night as well. He brings it every single night, both ends. He's a hard worker. He does everything for that city. He's always going to be a top 3 MVP candidate throughout the entire season. I just don't see that changing. Number 2, Kevin Durant. Got to go with KD. Of course. It's not even a question. At this point. No doubt. 11-game win streak. They're playing the best basketball in the league. With what they've done since Jacques Vaughn has taken over, it has been nothing short of sensational. What KD has done since Jacques Vaughn has taken over has been nothing short of sensational. 30 points. I gave you guys the shooting splits earlier, 56, 44, 92. Kyrie is also 50, 40, 90. So they have 2 50, 40, 90 guys on their team. What?
That's crazy.
Has that ever happened? I don't know. I don't think it has.
It's crazy.
So we're looking at two of the greatest scorers, the best scoring duo ever. Well, you know what? Shaq and Kobe, second greatest scoring duo ever. Let me not get ahead of myself. But
you good. I've picked on Nick all day. You're fine. I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm resting now.
I don't want to get a switch though with me, man.
It's my day, isn't it?
It's your day to start the year, brother. But yeah, you know, again 50-49. I haven't seen a scoring duo do this efficiently. I would say 50-40-90, knowing the shots that they're going to get. Both of those guys get at least 18 to 20 shots a night, plus 18 plus shot attempts. So to have those splits, and you're playing defense, and you're winning, you're having fun. They had the most talked about offseason, and even the most talked about beginning of the season, based on everything that happened with Kai. So for them to bring it all together and just now it's just about basketball. It's not nothing else. No distractions from inside the team, outside the team. It's just straight hoops. It's beautiful to see. KD and Kyrie are healthy, something that we haven't seen really throughout their time together in Brooklyn. Both of those guys playing together, being on the court. Ben Simmons, I still would like him to be more aggressive, but it looks to me that he's having fun being with these guys. He looks comfortable. He looks really good playing with KD and Kyrie. Their team. We talk about starting fives. You could go Claxton at the 5 if you want to close, because Ben and Claxton have really good chemistry. Watching some of these games, Ben has the IQ. And after that role, Claxton, they all have IQ, but Claxton knows to stay on that dunker spot as soon as Simmons rolls. If that guy doesn't commit to Ben, it's either Ben is going to score or it's a quick lob. It's just like what we saw during the Lob City days with Blake and DeAndre. Same exact thing. It's really great to watch. So this team is playing great, and KD's the best player on this team, and how he's playing right now, he looks like he's a man on the mission. So I got him at 2, and then number one.
Hang on, just 1 second. All right, so before we get to number 1, so 5 to 2. So you got Jason Tatum, Ja Morant, Giannis, and Kevin Durant. So that means for number 1, there may be a chance that either Luka Doncic or Nikola Jokic does not make this list. Am I correct?
Yes, you are correct. You are correct. And unfortunately, it's Jokic. Unfortunately. It was tough.
We knew it wasn't Luka. I mean.
Yeah, exactly.
Nick was praying you didn't have Luka on this list.
I didn't mind it. I didn't mind either or. Look, it's CJ's list. It's CJ's list.
Right. You were about to roast me like, Michael, CJ doesn't even have Luka on his top 5, and you're trying to say that he should have been the starter? CJ didn't let me down. Thank you, CJ.
No, I ain't gonna let you down, brother. I got you. I got you, man. Bring it home. Number 1, Luka Doncic. It really speaks for itself. I mean, we pretty much made all the points earlier in the show when you guys were holding it down. Appreciate you guys. And 60, 20, 10, the 50 burgers. Throughout this week, they're winning. The other guys around them are playing.
Wait. So you're saying Luka's number 1?
Yeah, I got Luka 1. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So Jokic.
You just never. Come on, Nick.
I thought he said Jokic at first.
He said, unfortunately, Jokic didn't make this list.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yo, Perry, what's up, brother? Corey says James Harden all over again. Their play styles are very similar. I would say
also is a multi-millionaire, paid very well.
Former MVP. Luka's going to get an MVP soon.
I think Luka might be better now than what Harden was
at 23.
No question.
I mean, let's debate it. 2018 Harden. Today Luka.
I think it's a debate, man. Like, let's just be honest.
2018 Harden, today's Luka is a great debate.
Exactly.
Oh, I thought you meant 23-year-old. I think.
No. 23-year-old Harden was at OKC, I believe.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, I thought you meant at the age of 23.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I get it. Yeah, now I get it. Team wise, Harden was better because he had Chris Paul, Clint Capella, Reeves, and those guys. So team wise, you can say he was better. But as far as from individual perspective, I think it's very debatable.
It's very debatable. Yes, it is. It's very debatable. Harden was getting 50-point triple doubles, 40-point triple doubles galore. The only thing I would say is Luka could play with his back to the basket a little bit more at times. He works more in the mid range a little bit more than what Harden used to do back in his Houston days. But outside of that, they play very similar. They play very similar 5-out style, just creating a lot of space and a lot of room for those guys to work in. And you just can't guard those guys. You put a defender on Luka on the island. It's tough, as we've seen this week.
Luka acts like he could care less too sometimes. Like he looks like he's just having.
He said scoring in the league is easy. He's backing it up. He's backing it up.
Like throwing the ball off the front of the iron on his free throw to get the 10th rebound and laughing the whole time for the win. Like it's almost like he is careless about playing in the NBA and still doing this. Like that's what almost gets me. Like if he took it dead serious, and I'm not trying to say I know how he is in the locker rooms and the weight rooms and all that stuff, but even Justin one time I think on her show from overseas. Came on here. He said like Luka after games would be out smoking cigarettes and everything. Like he just doesn't take care of his body or anything. He doesn't really care. Like that's how they are overseas. And like if you got a Luka in the frame of like we'll say Kobe, obviously with his mentality that he had, like what would we be seeing here? Like at 23, like a chiseled, ready to play. Like he's still got like the baby fat on him. Like Luka don't work out, I don't think. That's Michael Stradout saying it. I don't know that to be true. But like, James Harden like worked for his points, until he got fat James, But I feel like Luka is just out on a playground playing here and still dropping 50 pieces.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
I think he's he definitely works out. He doesn't have the the crazy physique that we're accustomed to seeing from some of these top guys by any means. And I think in a way that can make him a little bit much more likable, much more popular. Also, because look at this guy. He doesn't
especially
look
for
like
people that look like me. Like there's still hope for me to get out there.
Sure, absolutely, and he's just hooping, bro. He's just hooping, man. He's just hooping. He's playing lights out. Mm-hmm. I see Corey in here with some real interesting comments here. Definitely want to respond.
Okay, I'm gonna bring this one up. It says the biggest issue with Luka is he needs to start looking for after his body. It could be over sooner than any of us would like.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
I agree with that.
I want to ask. Do you mean by as far as like what I'm referring to, where he's not working out, probably eating them burgers and stuff, smoking the cigs after games, or is it more of where he's the only guy putting his body on the line, shooting horizontal shots, basically sometimes trying to carry the team on his back? Because those are two different answers, or two different scenarios, and I wonder which one do y'all think that he's referring to here on that?
Well, I think it's a little bit of both. Both. After they got that W against the Knicks, the first thing he said was, "I need a recovery beer."
That's what he just brought up.
Top guy.
That's actually a good comment from Corey because it really alludes to why LeBron is still in year 20 playing phenomenal. LeBron's in year 20 looking like the rest of these young guys, if not better than like a lot of these young guys in like year 2, 3.
Hands down. His regiment isn't of LeBron, but who is. But I know what Corey's saying. And it doesn't mean that he can't figure it out. He can't change his body. He's still young. He's still very look at Jokic. Jokic pre-pandemic was kind of
these overseas guys is coming to the league out of shape, dog. They just out here cooking. They barely working out.
But we look at them and we say they're out of shape, but their conditioning obviously is elite.
Yeah. Definitely.
So their conditioning is like for Luka to get 60, 20, and 10, you got to have supreme conditioning.
Yeah, he's not out of shape, but like physical,
Right. Yeah, he doesn't have the, he doesn't aesthetically, it doesn't look like what we're accustomed to seeing from a lot of top guys in the NBA.
Cornbread.
But you sleep on that. If you think he's tired or you're gonna get cooked. You're just gonna get cooked. So I definitely see both sides, and I think for Corey's point, they're good points. They're very good points, and I think over time, if injuries start to accumulate because of some of the the physique or something like that, then we might see his body change. I was just gonna say too. You look at Jokic. Jokic pre-pandemic, he was bigger. He was bigger, and then once the pandemic hit, that little 4-month hiatus that everybody was on, he locked in, worked on his body, back-to-back MVPs. I mean, I don't think that's a coincidence. I think that's I think it's a reason for him getting his body in perfect shape, and then we see the results of that on the basketball court. So I can see Luka make that same transition here soon as well. Dallas does play very slow for him to keep him playing the way he does. Yeah, the 5 out.
That's what they have to do. I mean, Luka's not a fast player.
Exactly. He's a slow paced guy. He gets to his spots, and I think that it works in the playoffs too. In the playoffs, the game slows down. It's at 1,000%. It's a half court game, and the only thing with the 5 out is the rebounding and the stagnant offense at times, but. The way he's playing, you really can't get mad at it.
Is it really that they're playing slower for him though? Like,
oh yeah. I mean, especially when he's playing in isolation and everything. I mean, the game does slow down.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. I mean, just because he has the ball in his hands and like Nick just said, they're playing 5 out. It just naturally that's just what it's going to be because of how they play.
Okay, because I'm trying to look through here. I was trying to get faster to it, but I didn't. Like, I understand slower pace or something to that effect, but still looking at their scores, 126 to 125, 129 to 114, 121 to 126, did go in overtime, 124 to 115, 112 to 106. So, I mean, these scores are still mid-20s, 120, 115 points. So, I mean, is it slow and they're just more efficient? Like, should some more teams do this? Or is it not so slow that we really think? Like, it might be slow producing, but yet it's still fast pace.
Right. It's slow, but what happens is in that is they shoot a lot of threes. So that's why
everyone does though.
But not like them. It's just like the Rockets. It's just like the Rockets, bro. It's just like how what we saw in Houston. I mean, they literally play the same way. They just don't have a Chris Paul. Luka's Chris Paul and James Harden in one. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's slow but efficient. They have shooters when they're on, they're on. Tim Hardaway when he's on, it's a great night. Dinwiddie, same thing, streaky. And Christian Wood is playing really well during these last few weeks. He's been putting up some really great numbers. Everybody's looking at Luka, deservedly so, but you look at down the box score, you see some of these guys also playing well. So it's good to see it. That's why I got Luka number 1 on my MVP ladder for week 10.
So I did some research as you were speaking, and I'm about to share something here.
Let's do it.
By search, I typed in most 3 points by NBA teams. So as of right now, and this is the 22-23 season. At first, I thought it was just 22. So Golden State and Boston are actually, I mean, it's 1.5 more than Dallas a game right now as far as threes. Boston's 3 more shots a game in the last 3 games. Looks like, let's see here. Excuse me. They are pretty consistent home and away as far as which one's shooting. Golden State shoots a couple more, maybe 3 a game at home, which may be why they win more at home. Boston shoots more away. So, I mean, okay, because, I mean, when I was listening to you guys and talking about they shoot a lot, I felt like it was going to be a big difference there. But, I mean, really 39.6 from Indiana and the 5th to 42. I mean, that's still somewhat pretty close. So, I mean, I can't really say it's that they shoot a lot more threes because you all agree. I mean, that's pretty close for everyone right there in that little group or a little bundle of 5 at least.
Yeah. That's slow. So this is attempts, right, or shot percentage? Can you guys hear me? Oh, we lost Michael.
I can hear. I think we lost Michael.
Okay. I think Mike is done with some.
I think he's good now.
I'm pretty sure now that you say that. Let me double check. Yeah, attempts per game.
Oh, attempts per game.
Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you now. 42 threes a game? That's a lot. That's not a lot to you?
Okay. I mean, absolutely a lot to me. I'm old school, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
From Indiana in 5th place.
And that's why they're playing good. That's why they're up there in the
37 to 42. I mean, that's. I mean, I will say every team that's shooting a lot of threes are ranked high in the top at least 5 to 6 here. I mean, you get to Miami and New York, who then falls off. But I mean, so you got to shoot a lot of threes to be relevant. You don't see Brooklyn on this list. Who else is being good right now? Don't see Minnesota. No, not Minnesota. I'm trying to think. Grizzlies. Don't see Memphis on that. I'm trying to think anyone's Nuggets as well. So, I mean, it's kind of both back and forth here as far as that. But at the same time, I can't say that Dallas at 41 in 3rd place in the most threes. They're shooting more than most, you know. So I can't say that Luka is playing slow when they're scoring 110 to 120 points a game and 3rd in threes.
Right. Okay, I see what you mean. I'm just saying, but 5 out alone it just slows the game down, and I think that's what Corey's trying to say. Because when you have the basketball in your hand, it's just dribble. You know, it's not a lot of movement. It's not a lot of fast break situational going on. It's just really half court set base. We're gonna put Luka on the left side of the court. If he goes left, it's a step back. If he goes right, it's whatever he wants to do. Mm-hmm. So it's just you can't stop it. You can set the screen. You set the screen with Christian Wood. He could roll. He could pop. They have a very dangerous offense if those guys are on.
And see, I do like what Corey said here. They're averaging the least amount of possessions per game. Now, see, that's something I didn't see. So, I mean, apparently they're just not turning the ball over and being productive with what they do have. So that's good. It could be they just shoot early in the shot clock is why it's not so much slow pace as far as taking the 24 seconds, shooting early, and just slowing into getting what they want to do. So I'm cool. I can understand how that would make sense with the most shots, not enough possessions, and still balancing that there. Okay. Did I bring that down?
Right, in regards to
great answer, Nick. Great answer. So, all right. Anything else y'all got? We almost 2 hours. It's past 11:30. That's kind of our stopping time. I didn't write our topics down, so I'm not really sure what all we got.
Did we get to the Sixers a little bit? Did you guys get to Bron on his B day?
Yeah. Oh no, we didn't even get into that.
Dang it. We forgot to talk about LeBron.
LeBron, Raymond James, 38 years old. December 30th, 2022, 47 points. I watched just about the entire game. LeBron was just looking phenomenal. That's why I mentioned, man. I mean, he's in year 20, and he looks just as good as people in like year 5. Like, his mobility is freaking crazy right now, man. He's playing at an elite level. I ain't gonna lie, man. Bron don't look like he's slowing down. He don't look like he's slowing down no time soon. He don't.
Corey, we did talk about Brooklyn already and their offense and everything going on as well. I didn't watch the game, unfortunately, so I can't say anything about LeBron. Oh, dang
Shocker.
Dang it.
Oh man, yeah, you missed a legendary game, brother.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm still checking some stuff out. So Dallas is last in possessions per game at 100.3, but number 1 is Oklahoma at 106.7. So that's just 6 more possessions. Do you all think that's a very big difference? I mean, it could be 12 points if you don't turn it over, but.
Well, we're seeing scoring right now going at a pace where we've never seen it before. So that discrepancy, even though it may not look crazy, but just based on how teams are playing, 100 10 years ago was at the top. Now it's at the bottom. So. And then
it's so crazy how we even went from that though. Like I just remember watching games to be 85 to 77 and stuff. Now people are getting at the half.
Chucking them threes, bro.
It's crazy.
Chucking them threes. Look at the Knicks. The Knicks on team rankings, I believe that's where Michael was looking at. The Knicks were 8th in shot attempts, and they suck. Their field goal percentage is in the 30s. They suck. Why you keep shooting threes?
Yeah, teamrankings.com is what I was using. Shout out Team Rankings.
Shout out Teams Rankings. Oh, but yeah, for Braun.
Oh, dang it! I tried so hard to get away from that.
Tried so hard to get away. I know it was tough for you. This is just we're just looking at uncharted territory. I mean, this is all all this is right now.
Except for that, he becomes the second person with 50 points in the age of 38. Which is next to Michael Jordan. I mean, uncharted, but it's fine.
I think LeBron's got another 500 points till he reaches Kareem. I think something like that.
No. I'm saying him and Michael Jordan are only two players to score 50 points at the age of 38 or older.
Yeah.
Yes. But the reason why I said uncharted territory is because LeBron's going to keep playing.
Right. This is day one of 38.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. This is this is the genesis.
I'm with you.
Yeah. So
I'm trying to leave those stats out. Okay, let's leave those facts out of it. Okay.
I know it pains you. I know it pains you, brother. But I mean, this is a guy that he's been on the tear too. It's not like this game alone was his only sole game. These last 10 games, 32, 9 and 7 on 50 plus field goal percentage. And what all the caveats we just talked about, whatever you want to rank him, bro. I mean, to me, if you don't have him, you got to be top 2. I mean, and you can't tell me you watch basketball for 20 years and you watch this man's entire career and tell me he's at least not one of the 2 best players you've ever seen.
Absolutely. Dang it.
I mean, it's just. we just
I'm sorry, facts, guys. I gotta walk my girl outside. I'm sorry. I'll be back.
That's just speaking facts, man.
LeBron is great. LeBron is great.
LeBron is great.
It's just great.
And what? I'm trying to figure out how to say this. And not be not condescending, but down. What has he done different to take care of his body that he has stayed completely healthy, basically,
Putting up $1 million to take care of it. I mean, shoot, once you put up millions.
It's almost sad in a way that you can think everyone else that doesn't have, I'm going to say, the opportunity to take care of their bodies like he does, not just him, everyone that's athletes that has the I guess the funds to pay for some of the stuff, but really, man, he's done very well to take care of his body too, and I think that prolongs most of what he's done in his career, obviously. So I mean, kudos to LeBron for what he's done on and off the court as well. He's definitely a role model for a lot of people, young men and women, and if you can take care of your body and stay healthy, available, you can do a lot of things as far as these stats and everything. And I'm not, that might have sounded like I was being negative on that part. He's done well to be able to be still great.
I agree. Yeah, a lot of his genetics, luck, of course, but and of course his work ethic. On top of that, those 3 ingredients is what we see right now, and I'm just not taking this for granted. Even if you're what a quote unquote hater. I'm not saying you per se, but just even if you.
Yes, you are. It's fine, CJ. I wear that shirt very well. I am a LeBron hater. It's okay.
No, Michael's not as bad as compared to other people. They do not like LeBron. They don't want to give LeBron any credit.
Exactly, and it's a spectrum, and I feel like you're not on the spectrum that I'm other people I'm talking about. The extreme, LeBron haters.
This is because people can see this. But that's because people can back this up and rewatch it, like. Like,
but the thing about it is that, like, it's like everything LeBron does is compared to Jordan. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think we need to get out of that and just appreciate what he's doing. Like, instead of putting him next to Jordan or Kareem or whoever.
You want to be competitive? You don't want to be competitive?
Well, I mean, yes. I mean, I get that, but it's like nobody wants to give LeBron credit because he doesn't have 6 rings. He didn't go 6-0 in the finals. It's like LeBron is not Jordan. LeBron is LeBron.
That's exactly right. He is not Jordan.
And that's fine. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't take anything away from his greatness, though.
I agree.
I
mean, there's always. Here's the thing. Like, I can give you a fact, just one point blank line of a fact, and you can interpret it however you want to on which way that it goes. We really can. Like, we hear. I'm guilty of this. LeBron is about to pass Kareem in points. Well, LeBron's played X amount of games more than Kareem, X amount of games more than Michael Jordan, more seasons, so those stats are going to be inflated because of that. So, I mean, I can tear that fact down by what I want to. Or if you like LeBron, you're going to say he's been able to stay healthy and maintain to do that. Michael Jordan couldn't do that because he was always smoking the cigars, out drinking, or out gambling so much that he almost got ran out of the NBA. Conspiracy. And went to play baseball. Retired. If he was really that great, why did he have to retire 2 or 3 times? Why couldn't he stay playing and see what he did in those mid-seasons? He got to rest, So you can take whatever fact you want to and put whatever opinion to style it or dress it up however you want to. And that's the thing. Like, just look at the stats. This is what they're doing. Let's go on. I'm bringing it today, ain't I?
Yeah, you're bringing the heat, bro. You're bringing the heat to start the year. I see you, bro.
Woo. Oh, got that from Just Dance. Man, I killed it on the robot, let me tell you.
Okay, I see you, bro. I see you. It's got some nice moves, bro. You got some nice moves.
Yeah, I got you, dog.
Did we get to the Sixers?
We did not, other than saying Embiid played well or has been playing well.
Yeah, just real fast because just real fast. They've really hit their groove. They've really hit their groove right now, and Tyrese Maxey should be coming.
There we go.
Should be, coming back soon. And then once he gets into the fold, it's going to take a little minute for him to get acclimated because DeAnthony Melton has done a phenomenal job in replacement of Tyrese Maxey. That was a great pickup by Daryl Morey to really pretty much got him for Danny Green, a guy that's not even playing for the Grizzlies right now. So you got a starter. That's a guy that's playing starter minutes. His shooting splits in terms from the 3-point line has been great, catch and shoot threes. He has great chemistry with Harden and Embiid. They're going to be tough to stop because in that, similar to what the Lakers are in when we talk about what's the most unstoppable play, LeBron, AD pick and roll, it's very similar in Philadelphia. Harden and Embiid pick and roll, very, very. You can't stop it. You just can't. Watching us play Philadelphia on Christmas Day was it just magnified it, and it's just nothing you could do. There's nothing you could do. And on top of that, both of those guys get fouled at a high clip. So you want to talk about slowing the game down. On top of that, they're going to be good. Now, the big question is the playoffs. There's both of those guys. Embiid hasn't been out the second round his entire career, and we know Harden's playoff history. So that's the thing. That's the only thing that's stopping those guys from really getting the true recognition that they deserve is the postseason success. But we're in the regular season right now. They're getting more games together. Remember, Harden came in at the All-Star, at the trade deadline last year, so they didn't have a lot of games together. Now they're adding more games, adding more chemistry, more film together, more just more experiences out there on the court. Now that both guys are healthy and playing, and they're playing great basketball. It's great to see, and hopefully they can keep it up into the playoffs so we can see those guys play at a high level and really bring it.
Yep, definitely. Philly has definitely turned things around recently. Like CJ mentioned, DeAnthony Melton's been doing a terrific job, filling in that role for Tyrese Maxey. because that's really where it's going to come into play. Though, I mean, once Maxey comes in or returns from injury, I feel like they'll be off to the races. So that's going to be a big piece there, and be just putting up MVP type numbers. Harden is back, or Harden came back, and then you got guys like Tobias Harris who has been playing well at the same time, and then guys in the second unit like George Niang and the rest of these guys. So I'm impressed with Philly so far. Philly, there's still questions up there though for me. Is like especially as Brooklyn's been emerging, and then you still got Boston and Milwaukee. Mm-hmm. Can Philly be that one surprising team that can make that push? Like like CJ mentioned, Joel Embiid. It's been 5-6 years of his prime. He still hasn't made a conference finals appearance. Harden is still looking for that ring. So, there's a lot of questions here. And then, of course, we all know what Doc Rivers. We all know his history in past several decades. So, it's going to be really interesting. But, as long as Embiid's leading the charge, Philly's going to definitely be up there in the conversation. But there's still questions as far as, what they can do in the postseason.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I think there's big hurdles in the East as far as can they come out on top. Don't want to say I don't want them to do it. I just feel like the way the Nets are playing right now, phenomenal. You got Bucks still there who have already won before recently. I think they're getting away. So I hope Philly does something because we need to see it. Otherwise, Doc's about to be fired. End of the season, if they don't do something this year, I think he's fired. Don't you all agree?
Yeah, yep. If they don't reach the Eastern Conference Finals, that's it. Yeah.
So, I hope they do good. Maxey, go have a career, man.
Go have a career.
And then lastly, before we get out of here, I just want to talk about the Pacers. Man, they've kind of been the underdog story of the East. We talk about the Kings and the Jazz.
Hey CJ, your boy Wally lit a fire under Tyrese Halliburton, man.
It's crazy. That's crazy. That's a perfect lob, bro. That's a perfect lob. I was just about to get into that, and when he jinxed us and blessed Indiana because after he said that, the Knicks went on a 5-game losing streak, and the Pacers, it felt like they went on like a 7-game win streak. They've been playing great. They've been playing great. I didn't think they would be this good right now. I thought it'd take a little minute. Bringing in Mathurin, I felt like they had a lot of guards, and it was a logjam at that guard position. I was unsure on how that was going to play out, but it seems to be working right now as we talk today on January 1st. So they're playing good defense. Miles Turner's playing well. He had a really good game against the Clippers last night. The catalyst is Tyrese Halliburton. What he's been able to do, not even of course, we know the playmaking is there, but now he's scoring more. He's more of a scorer. I think I thought he'd be around an 18 to 22, PPG type of guy, but now, I'm not putting a limit on him at all. I think he could go out there get 28. He could go out there average 28. I think he's a guy that could get multiple triple doubles in a season, because of his versatility and how much he has the basketball in his hands on a nightly basis. So, it's just I've been impressed. Rick Carlisle's a championship head coach. I think people forget about that. So it has a ring. There's a lot of experience that he could, instill in these young guys that they have in Indiana. Indiana is a great basketball city. They're going to bring it every single night in terms of that home crowd. They have some really, really nice young players, really nice young core. We talk about Orlando's young core and Houston and some of these other teams, but they have a nice young core as well. Mathurin is one of the top guys coming off the bench. He's a 6th Man of the Year candidate. Dorte just came back off the injury. Buddy Hield. Summer free my guy Emmanuel quickly. Free him from what, man? He's balling.
Get him out of New York, I think. Did you all see where
27, 5, and 5 last night? What were we freeing him from?
Did you see where Buddy Hield's dad talked to him in the tunnel before the game and said, "Man, I don't need you to dribble. I just need you to shoot." And Halliburton has said, "Man, I've been telling him that all year." And now his pops, I think his quote saying, "Pops came out of the tunnel and told him that," and he does it, and he had that great game. So. Indiana, we talked a little bit about them while you was gone, me and Nick and I, and talked about how surprising that they are ranked 6th right now. So what's crazy is I think we all three had them down at least 10 or below, possibly being a tankathon team here. And, by far, they're playing great compared to what we thought, obviously. Of course, Corey's saying y'all don't play him right now. That's going back to quickly.
We talking about quickly?
Yeah, any Kentucky.
You don't play him. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, bro? Check the minute log in the last few games. You've been out there, bro.
Have you guys finally been playing Toppin some more?
Toppin's out with the fracture. Yeah, leg fracture.
Oh, okay.
So he's been out for the last 3 weeks or so. Yeah, he hasn't been able to play. But
Nick will vote for him for All-Star. Don't worry about it.
What is it?
Yeah, Quickly's getting some love, man. He's getting some love. He's getting some playing time. But yeah, back to the Pacers. Halliburton is playing lights out. Knick fans, they're gonna keep going at the fact that they could have had him over Toppin, but we have Brunson now. I love Brunson, the way he's playing basketball. He could be an all-star this year. I think it might go. I think Randall will probably get the nod if the Knicks at least tread water with a 500 record and kind of stay in that top 7 range. Randall might get in there because he is playing well. I will give him that. So it's just the team.
Thank you. Finally.
Yeah, he's playing well. He's playing efficient basketball. That's what I want him to do.
I think we said he's top 6 in points as far as the front court in the East.
Yes.
So
he's just playing well. He's just tired. My only fear is, for the gas tank. It just Thibodeau is just gonna run him to the ground. That's his style. When it gets tough, when he feels like his job is on the line, he's just gonna play all the best players and play them 46 minutes a night. Very, very scary if you're a fan. Horrible. Very scary. Very scary, bro. It's very scary. I mean, you see it right now. We already got RJ out and Brunson's out. So
right.
But it's like the thing is he's had a history of this. I mean, even when he was in Chicago, like y'all remember Luol Deng was like
he was crippled,
exhausted. Yeah.
Yeah, but
I had him on my fantasy team, and it was like day-to-day Davis, day-to-day Dang.
Day-to-day Dang.
It was tough that year.
Yeah, he was struggling that year. But yeah, credit to the Pacers. They're playing great ball. Hopefully they can keep it up because this is the time now where we're going to start to see who's pretenders, who's contenders. So I want to see which one of these teams really keep it going throughout the entirety of the season.
I feel like the East is starting to kind of pan out what we kind of expected somewhat. There's some random places here and there, but at least I feel like it's starting to form, and you can kind of see, I won't say a separation, but I'll say a little bit of a fold of what's going on as far as the East. The West is still, you don't know who's going to be number one. I feel like the East is really starting to kind of pan out a little bit more. I guess separation is the key there, but yeah. So I feel like there's more of an identity what's going on in the East than the West.
More of an identity in terms of what?
Like of how it's kind of going to finish out the year. I mean, granted, we're week 10, but like you can kind of see more or less like a scale. You can see the top tiers going down to your bottom tiers as far as panning out that way. You agree?
Yeah. Yeah. I think we're starting to see that a little bit. We're starting to see that a little bit in the East.
In the East, but I don't think so in the West still.
Yeah, right. It's. I think the West is still more competitive. It's getting very close. It is getting close in terms of the parity between both conferences. But I still think the West is still more competitive than the East. So yeah, I'm with you there.
Okay, guys, we're over the 2-hour mark. You all got anything else to talk about? I do agree with Corey. I think next week we need to kind of start looking into some of these trades that are about to start happening. Of course, we won't see trades till probably after the All-Star break when, Steph Curry finally comes back. But at least start planning on seeing maybe some kind of conversation what's going on, which we do think the Bulls probably blow some stuff up there. And by that, people, what I mean is blow their roster up. I don't mean blow stuff up. Calm down. But with that being said, I think we're about ready to call it a night. It's almost midnight here on my well, you guys are East Coast too, right? No, wait. Nick, you are 1 hour behind.
Central, baby.
Okay. Do you call it 1 hour behind or 1 hour ahead? Because to me, you're behind. Because when I said Happy New Year, you were still an hour behind me.
Yeah, I'm behind you guys. I'm 1 hour behind.
My wife says it's ahead because you're 11. I don't understand it. I just want to know.
No, so right now it's 10:54. So it's about to be 11 o'clock. So right now you guys are about to go into midnight. So you guys are going into the new day I'm still going to be in January 1st.
And why in the world in Y2K were we so scared? Because obviously we've seen, these other countries were fine, but yet we still panicked in America. Sorry, I'm old. With that being said,
a lot of reasons for that, but yeah.
CJ, where can everyone find you?
Yes, you can find me linktree/cjames9. Everything that I'm working on. Tuesdays 9 p.m. Eastern, the Hard Count, covering all things NFL, getting close to the postseason. A lot to talk about with my guy Anthony Conover. That's the Hard Count right here on the Unwrapped Sports Network. If you're new to the channel, if you're new to us, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the like on the video, hit the subscribe button. For the next time you see Michael, Nick, and I go live, we have multiple shows on this platform, so your support would be greatly appreciated. So yes, you can find me, man. Linktree, CJames9 has all my links to everything I'm working on. Count the Bucket, Hard Count, Guard Up Pod. So yeah, thank you guys.
Nikolai,
yes sir. First and foremost, subscribe to us on all platforms, Apple, Spotify, wherever it is that you listen to your podcast. Give us 5-star reviews. I think we are deserving of that. Follow us on Twitter at CountBucketUSA. Follow us on Instagram at CountTheBucket_ I believe, or _ CountTheBucket.
Count the Bucket.
Okay, yeah, it's right there. I just realized after I asked that, but also follow me. Or actually, no, check out our website as well. WeCountTheBucket.wordpress.com. Some new articles will be coming your way. There's an article that I've got to finish probably tonight or tomorrow. I think both of you guys will like it. It's on a certain guy that we love. So yeah, make sure to check that out. And also follow me on Twitter, NickAndreATR.
Did you shout out the website?
Yeah, I just did.
Okay.
Yeah, I just did.
Maybe that's why I popped in my head. Okay, as you can see underneath my name or beside my name, not Nikolai, but his name that I just added, Count the Bucket _ is our Instagram. Count the Bucket pretty much on any search bar on the internet actually pulls us up now. You can find our beautiful logo, the CTB, where you should be able to find our links. Also, we do have a link tree for Count the Bucket as well that has everything listed on that as well. So we appreciate all the love that you've given us. Thank you for the likes in the video so far. Thank you for the ones that are going to be listening to this later on the podcast. And of course, with that being said, here's the call out for that. Spotify, Apple Pods and iHeartRadio, all that. We're on the platforms with those for the podcast. So go subscribe to those. Give us that 5-star. We appreciate it so much. And with that being said, guys, I think it's time to call it a night. And so much thankfulness that we've shared here. Have a good new year.
Yes, sir. Happy New Year.